Nation. We represent. All in.
And we're just little old Clemson.
LSU fan came stuck his flag in my booty.
Roll back, what? Fuck you.
Roll, Todd! Roll, baby!
Oh, bitch.
Are you that stupid?
Yes, I am.
I'm not going to sugarcoat things. It's a fucking shit show.
As I was talking to David before we started the show, this is a shit show, but what, David?
It's our shit show.
It's
That's
our
right.
shit
It's
show.
our fucking shit show.
Welcome to CSF Late Night, your favorite shit show. My name is Rob Sanders. I'm coming to you from Columbia, South Carolina, known as the armpit of the South. I have a couple of other folks that are joining me this evening, my two co-hosts. That would be a dog. That's not our co-host. That would be Jonathan's dog. Jonathan, what's up, brother? He muted his mic. All right, well, we won't introduce Jonathan. We'll just introduce Average Dave up top there. Dave, what's up, brother?
I'm having fun not being on the bottom.
I think this motherfucker calls in like 5 hours early just so he doesn't get to be on the bottom.
That's right. I want you to be the party spinner.
He just sits on fucking whatever this crap's called. And waits for
I log into StreamYard at 9 in the morning.
No, you get on at 9 in the morning.
Anyway, welcome into CSF Late Nights. There's our existence. Dave's happy to be a party top. Jonathan's happy to be a party bottom. And apparently his dog doesn't want to watch it. That's what we've learned from the show. With that, good show, gentlemen. Good night. No, we got stuff to talk about tonight. We got what do we got to talk about? Oh, Adam Schefter says Deshaun Watson may not play this year. What? So we'll get into that. What else do I got?
How does this shit get on YouTube?
What? What are you talking about?
The show, like, isn't it supposed to be playing live on YouTube?
It's playing live on YouTube right now.
Maybe I should hit refresh.
Yeah, maybe that's what you should do. I'm showing that it's playing live on YouTube right now. So, Shelly Belly is watching on YouTube.
I'm showing
I don't know whoever Facebook user is there. Hello. I don't know who that is, but hello. It's good to see you guys over there. We're going to open up the phone line in a moment. Oh, it's Brandon Kuhn. Hello, Brandon. So we're going to open up the phone lines in a little bit. We've got an LSU transfer that if you were listening to the rundown, my Fox Sports show, and Edwin was listening that day before the spring game, I kind of called that. And I think a lot of LSU fans knew that too. Why don't we start with that, and then we'll talk about the other things. But a quarterback transfer from LSU. The kid actually went in against South Carolina and lit South Carolina up like a Christmas tree. But did anybody really have a vibe that, hey, this kid's going to be the future at quarterback for LSU? I mean, be honest.
Nope.
No.
You guys have nothing to say about this quarterback transferring out? Okay.
It happens. Good luck.
I mean, he sees what's coming behind him. I mean, he's not going to start next year. And, I mean, we got the number 2 quarterback prospect in the country coming. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Right. Well, that was kind of my thing.
Out their way, Arch Manning's in the pipeline.
Yeah, right behind this number 2 guy. That's right. Exactly. But Arch is a sophomore this year, going to be a junior next year, I believe.
My only thing with
I don't care about Arch Manning until he signs a letter of intent.
Yeah, but no, I agree with you. But
Dave and I don't mess with the whole young boys thing. That's not really our thing, man. They become men and they sign letters of intent. Then we'll talk about them. Until then,
I'm pretty sure the whole country's going to be waiting to see where the fuck Arch signs.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up at Ole Miss just because that's where Grandpa and Dad went and Eli went.
Look,
I wouldn't be surprised.
No. Did Cooper didn't go to Ole Miss, huh? He
did,
got hurt
but he was injured. so he ended up not playing.
I don't know. I don't know where all these guys are going to go, but there's that.
I know where TJ Finley's not going.
Yeah, TJ Finley's going to the bench. That's where he's going. We'll see where he ends up. By the way, since we can talk about grown men for a minute, transfer portal is going to be hot here the next couple of weeks. Hot. There are some guys in that transfer portal that can make a difference for some teams. The one example is Darion Kendrick, who transferred out of Clemson, was an all-ACC first-team defensive back last year, has always been considered to have first-round talent. He had first-round talent but seventh-round brain, basically. He has to get his shit together. But if he gets the right coach that can manipulate him into one good season, he could be a guy that could, in theory, do some damage on the transfer portal. And there's other guys too. There's plenty of other guys that are out there that can make a difference. Clemson got some good news today on that. Justin Foster, a highly touted defensive end who played, did not play last season because of asthma and all kind of stuff, but previously he was a pretty good defensive end, has decided to come back to Clemson. So that helps the Tigers on the old depth front. So there's that. Anyway, there's your transfer portal stuff. Anybody have any idea where the quarterback's going to go? Any idea? Any word down? Anybody? Yeah, where's Finley going to go? Anybody got a guess?
No.
Maybe with Deion Sanders. I'm not joking. That's what I heard. I heard that.
Really?
I heard that was from one of my guys down there. I heard that was one of the spots that he would be considering is to go and play for Deion Sanders, and he'll look like an absolute rock star playing against some of that competition down there. I mean, I really believe that. So.
If TJ Finley ends up with Deion Sanders, he would likely be one of the best players at an HBCU.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it. I can see it.
Well, if you go and you play at like an LSU or a Clemson, or let's not put Georgia there because they're a shithole. But if you go and you play at a really good school, and you're just not quite good enough to be the starter, why not go down and play at an F, what is it? An FBS? Is that what it is? Or an FCS, whatever the hell it is. One of the smaller colleges. Yeah. Go to one of the smaller colleges and do that. That just makes sense.
I know this is a homework conversation, but we're talking about the transfer portal. I am very interested to see how many women basketball players are going to transfer to LSU before the start of the basketball season.
Well, David's growing his hair out so he can sign a letter of intent.
Oh, you signing up, Dave?
That's a fresh cut.
Yeah, Edwin says he's not going to sit behind Deion's son. I'm just telling you that's what I heard, Edwin. I don't know if it's true or not.
Who the fuck is Sportsman 165?
I hate to sound like a homer, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's as talented as people think he is, if Corey Raymond tries to get Darion Kendrick.
Yeah.
I mean, what is one thing LSU is good at? Coaching defensive backs. If he's talented.
Yeah, but he's talented, but I don't think it's an issue of coaching him on the field. When he's on the field, he's fine. He just won't go to fucking class, and he won't stop smoking pot. That's basically the problem. So if your coach can get him to stop smoking pot, stop getting arrested in front of his girlfriend's house at 3:00 in the morning with an unlicensed gun in his lap. Yeah, if he can get him to stop doing those things, great. Absolutely great. That's what Darion Kendrick needs. So just saying. I wish the best for him because he seems like, I think I interviewed him once. And when I interviewed him, he was he seemed like a very personable kid, but then you hear all the other stuff, and it's like, not so much. All right, let's bring out this next thing we're going to talk about. LSU with their draft. They not LSU, the Bengals with their draft. They decided to draft Jamar Chase from LSU and to pair him up with Burrow. Now, there's talk that Burrow wanted Jamar Chase, which is great. You know, you could want to play with a guy. That's fine. But to show you how ignorant the Cincinnati Bengals are, they decided, oh, we'll just draft this guy and we won't upgrade our offensive line. Now, I said this in the group today, and a bunch of woke folks were trying to shoot it down about, well, he'll have Jamar Chase there, and he's a once-in-a-lifetime type receiver. If you say that, you are fucking dumb. Absolutely fucking dumb. Just to be sure, I have the numbers here to prove it. It's very simple. According to Pro Football Focus, which is a website, because obviously you don't know anything about the game of Hut Hut, all right, a website that focuses on analytics and rates players and rates groups on the field, as in the group of players such as the wide receivers, the tight ends. There's this group called the offensive line. What they do is they keep the quarterback from getting his leg turned into a fucking question mark like Joe Burrow did last year. So here's what this wonderful Bengals offensive line did last season. He hit in 11 games. In 11 games, he was sacked 32 times, tied for second most in the NFL, and was hit 42 times, tied for fifth most overall through the first 11 weeks of the season. Now, obviously, if you watched some Bengals games, and by the way, I don't think that the people that were going back and forth with me that were being serious about it hadn't watched a fucking single game. They're all watching Saints games and watching Drew Brees and jerking off to that. They didn't watch any of the Bengals games where Joe Burrow, and God bless him, I have respect for him because he beat what I thought was one of the best Clemson teams ever. The hardest team they had on their schedule was that Clemson team, and Joe Burrow ran up and down the fucking field on them. So I have respect for Joe Burrow, but he was playing like he was in a fucking blender all year because their offensive line is terrible. But the LSU fans, you've got to have your circle jerk. Ooh, give me some goddamn Jamar. Oh, and they shoot themselves in the eye. And it's like, what the fuck are you thinking? You have no concept of football if you think that was a good move. It was a dumb pick. Former players think the same thing. Only ignorant, stupid people who know nothing about football would do that. It's the worst
Rob,
pick of the draft.
But Rob, he was the best player on the board. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. You know who had a higher draft grade than Jamar Chase? Penei Sewell, offensive tackle, Oregon, had a higher draft grade.
Don't hit them with facts because the facts hurt their feelings. Now,
I'm an LSU fan. I hope Jamar Chase has a great career. I just hoped he had it somewhere else.
Well, but see, here's the other thing too, and I'm not mocking Jamar Chase because Jamar Chase I think is going to be a good NFL wide receiver, but there's two things that I do know. Receiver is one of the bang or bust positions in the draft when it comes to the first round. If you don't believe me, go back and look. You can sit there and say, Rob's just trying to shit on Jamar Chase because of what they did against Clemson. Let's all get together and jerk off to Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase clips again. You are fucking ignorant if you think that. Here's the other thing that's against him too. Jamar Chase didn't play last season. Oh, people seem to fucking forget that. When you don't play, that takes a toll on your body. It does. He hasn't been hit since the Clemson game where they won the national title. Realistically, he hasn't really been hit. That's a big deal. You don't know how that's going to work. You don't know how that's going to work. And it's just stupid to sit here and say that. So, in my opinion, if you think Jamar Chase was just the rock solid pick, you don't care about Joe Burrow's health. You want to see Joe Burrow with his ankle wrapped around his fucking colon. That's what you want. Simple as that. There you go. Sewell didn't play either. That's a good point, sir. That's a good point. Thank you for that, Brandon. Either way, I'll still take Sewell. You work with your offensive line. Offensive line is not a banger bust type thing in the first round. Sewell is a first round pick.
The Bengals offensive line, as Rob was alluding to earlier, ranked 30th. 30th out of 32 teams.
30th in the NFL out of 32 teams. Only better than the New York Giants, who, their quarterbacks look like shit. And of course, the Los Angeles Chargers. But hey, that's what you want. You want the 30th best offensive line to protect an absolute LSU legend. That's on you. You're fucking stupid, every one of you.
So Cincinnati did not have a problem with offense last year. They had a problem with getting Joe Burrow's fucking ass killed, and they had a fucking problem with defense. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'd much prefer to fucking see Joe Burrow, the greatest fucking thing to ever come out of LSU, besides maybe Shaq, be fucking protected. I don't give a fuck who, what.
Have that argument? You really want to have that argument? You're not going to talk about Pistol Pete Maravich? The fuck? Do I know more about your university than you?
Yeah, I didn't think about that shit.
I would take Pistol Pete over Joe Burrow every day and twice on Sunday. You need to go and watch some. I'm going to find some Pistol Pete stuff and send it to you.
Part of this fucking conversation.
You said he's the best thing to come out of LSU. He couldn't hold Pistol Pete strap.
Well, I brought up Shaquille too. So, but anyways, the point is that I don't give a fuck about fucking Chase. He needed a fucking offensive lineman. He could have gotten another fucking offensive lineman in the second round and another offensive lineman in the third fucking round, and I'd still be happy that they didn't get a fucking receiver. Because I'd rather see Joe Burrow fucking do well.
Just here's
my
here's my point. The Bengals didn't need a receiver.
I know.
T. Higgins, AJ Green. Who's their tight end?
Who's the other guy? You had him in your league there, Jonathan. Who was it? Didn't you have him with your team? Was it they've got like another guy that's really good.
Yeah. No, and I tried to remember. Yes, he was that number one guy, and then you still had T. Higgins, who T. Higgins is probably going to be your number 2 starter this year. Like, fuck, AJ Green doesn't even matter. They have so many fucking people. But whatever. Who the fuck are we?
Good running back.
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon. They have Joe Mixon.
Yeah, and he can catch. He can catch out of the fucking backfield.
Here's the other guy. You got Tyler Boyd. That was the guy.
Tyler Boyd.
He's a good receiver.
Tyler Boyd is a great receiver, and then you got T. Higgins. The tight end. They. It says Drew Sample according to this depth chart, but you could have Uzoma or Thaddeus Moss could be there. And by the way, they did draft Jackson Carman, who played at Clemson. And now, because folks are going to say that I'm completely biased about this, Jackson Carman didn't really live up to his potential at Clemson. Okay,
right.
He came in about a couple of biscuits short of 400 pounds, and they were able to trim him down a little bit. He's still fast as fuck. He has the capability to do well, but according to several things, he's going to start as a rookie for the Cincinnati Bengals because the rest of their offensive line sucks horse ass. So there's
Rob,
that.
if you don't talk about Thaddeus Moss and some of the comments I read earlier, I'm going to be disappointed in you. Please tell me how Thaddeus Moss is going to help.
I'm having a hard time validating you right now because you couldn't remember fucking Pistol Pete Maravich.
I wasn't thinking about basketball. I want you to explain to me how Thaddeus Moss is going to help.
You were thinking about basketball, sir. You were thinking about basketball. You said that.
Tell me how Thaddeus Moss is going to help the offensive fucking line.
I know what it is. You haven't been an LSU fan long. You didn't remember Pete Maravich. You were wearing your Raging Cajun gear that day, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
No shit. No, I don't. I agree with you. I don't think Thaddeus Moss is gonna. I mean, he may help them a little bit, but
No. I'm not saying Thaddeus Moss isn't going to catch some balls. Tell me how he's going to help your offensive line. There's people telling you earlier that he is going to be an offensive line.
He may maybe they're thinking. No, obviously they're not thinking because they're stupid.
He's going to put a rub block on somebody. What the fuck?
He may chip somebody. He may not be a typical NFL type tight end and catch passes. He may line up to block. Maybe that's what it is. Edwin with the line of the day. Shaq was a tennis star. Damn it. No shit. That's some funny shit right there. Should we take calls? What?
I mean, some might argue Ben McDonald.
You said it, not me, dude. I didn't say it.
I might argue Ben McDonald. What the fuck, bro?
I could go with Ben McDonald if you wanted to go down that road. What the fuck was that? I don't even know what that is. I heard it sounded like somebody talking.
Oh, that's
all right.
Fucking
let's go now. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905.
No, not the honey badger.
I don't think that you can't put the honey badger up there, but you could definitely put Pistol Pete up there. Well, you at least
you definitely
for God's sake.
All right, my bad.
Can I
all right,
Pistol Pete is better than Joe Burrow? Is that too much of a sin for LSU fans? Because there are a lot of you that weren't fans before Joe Burrow. I can see that.
Right.
Pistol Pete Maravich for LSU.
But if you start talking about LSU like top athletes of all time, you're probably going to have 60 to 70% of them as baseball players.
Okay, well, and that's fine. But the first player that I think of with LSU, period, is Pistol Pete Maravich. Sorry, if you don't know who Pistol Pete Maravich is, Google is free. Check it out. Fucking outstanding. Now, dummies tomorrow will be telling me, but Joe Burrow was the absolute best. He's better than Pete Maravich because I won't be able to pronounce it correctly. Anyway, 803-470-2905. I just opened up the phones if you'd like to chat with us this evening. There you go. Yes, you can call. Sorry about that, Andre. Have at it, buddy. I clicked the wrong button there. Feel free to call and join us on the show this evening, Andre.
No, it was not Todd Walker. Todd Walker didn't do shit in the pros. Welcome
to CSF Late Nights, where we acknowledge that Pistol Pete Maravich is the best thing to come out of LSU. Welcome to the show.
My God, Jonathan, you're a damn disgrace.
Fuck off, Andre. Fuck off. Just drive your fucking truck. Just drive your fucking truck. That's all people pay you for.
Dude, hold on. Dude. Whatever, dude. Anyway, so I want to comment about this whole thing with Joe Burrow, and this is what drives me crazy. So everybody talks about how much we love Joe Burrow and how good Joe Burrow is, right?
Right.
Okay. So do we think that he really needs another receiver? Like I said earlier, Tyler Boyd is he's a stud, dude. But here's the thing about this: the best quarterbacks in the league in history.
Yep.
Look at Drew Brees. What kind of receivers did Drew Brees have until he had Michael Thomas?
Oh, well, we don't have to go on Michael Thomas, but we can use another example. How about Tom?
I'm saying like until Michael Thomas, he had Marcus Colston, Devery Henderson. He made them into good receivers.
Well, and you can use other.
Joe Burrow's that good, he can make people into good receivers.
Well, but you can use.
Need to get a good receiver.
You can make other guys into the mix too. You can talk about Tom Brady had basically one really good receiver in Randy Moss. Aaron
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers
Donald
is the same
Driver.
way, but he had Donald Driver, who was a journeyman. I mean, he just got Devontae Adams, and now Devontae Adams is a pro, and he's like, "Fuck it, I want to leave."
Look, no, it's the same premise. I mean, somebody like Wes Welker. Who would Wes Welker have been? I know he had a little bit of. He did fine in Miami, but when he started playing for Tom Brady, all of a sudden Wes Welker's a stud. He goes to Denver, he sucks. Exactly.
I wouldn't say he sucked in Denver, but he got injured a lot.
He can't throw to anybody.
And I don't even want to compare Tom Brady to Drew Brees. So. Fuck that.
look, and we can use Drew Brees. That's a fine example. I mean, you can make good receivers if you are a good quarterback. It's as simple as that. And I'm respectfully saying that I think that Joe Burrow is good enough that you could line up pretty much any journeyman wide receivers there with him. If they have a good game plan, he's going to make plays if he can stay on his fucking feet. He can't manipulate that as far as the blitz and everything coming at him. He can check down out of some of it, and he's smart enough that he can do that, but he can't block for himself. I don't understand why people just don't get that. I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
and it's not disrespectful to Chase.
Love.
Yeah. And by the way, when in 2019, when LSU won the national title, they had what was it? I think it was 4 of those offensive linemen were drafted. 3 of them were all SEC picks. I mean, what else do you fucking need? Just saying.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow could have done better with a little. I mean, he didn't really need that level of line protection, but that's kind of what made that LSU team so special, is because Joe Burrow could sit back there and pick things off, and Jamar Chase had time to go down the field and do things like that. So
it didn't help. It didn't help that if, for whatever reason, the pocket failed, that Joe Burrow could run for 20 yards without a motherfucking problem.
But here's the point, though, Jonathan. Here's the problem. So if the pocket's not collapsing all the time, he's not going to have to run around all the time. What do you think happens if you run around all the damn time? You get freaking tired, dude.
Well,
take a toll on you.
That's kind of what happened. That's kind of what happened to Cam Newton. Cam Newton was trying to run through and run over people and everything. Now he's 31 years old with a fucking 50-year-old man's shoulder. Just saying.
Jonathan McNabb too. I mean, you go down the line, even there.
Well,
you know. So
I think Donovan McNabb had a little bit more longevity than Cam.
Well, in the first round, they're idiots, man, because they've actually probably never played ball. You know, probably a lot of us have played ball, and we understand. I played offensive line. I damn sure understand how important offensive line is. You can be the best quarterback in the world. It don't matter if you have no protection, because you have no protection. If you got pressure all the time, you're gonna make bad decisions, and you're gonna be on your ass. And I don't care if you got the best damn. I don't care if you got somebody like Jerry Rice out there. If you can't get it to them, they can't do anything.
Yeah, you're right about that, and I can pull it back to Clemson for a little bit, because people seem to forget Clemson had a team with Nuke Hopkins and Sammy Watkins on the same team. Wrap your head around that for a second. C.J. Spiller, I believe, was on one of those teams. They had a pretty good quarterback in Taj Boyd. But you know what? Clemson couldn't block. They had piss-poor offensive linemen. When Clemson made the transition from being a 9-10 win ACC team to a fucking 12-0 will stomp Alabama's ass team, is when Dabo Swinney decided, you know what we're going to do? Yeah, we're going to get some of these guys that can do what Spiller and Watkins and all those guys can do, but we're going to start winning in the trenches. And he went out and got defensive linemen, and he went out and got a kid named Mitch Hyatt, who ended up getting drafted by the Cowboys, but was quite possibly the best Clemson offensive lineman drafted, or best Clemson offensive lineman in the past 25 years. He was that good, and that's when Clemson made the change. If you think backwards and think everything is a 7-on-7 matchup, especially in the NFL, your quarterback's going to die. And that's sad. Because Joe Burrow is great, but you know what? If he keeps getting hit like that, where second most as far as sacks goes, his career is not going to be that long. There's nothing to do with him. It's just your body can't take it.
Do you remember when the Texans had a really good defense with Clowney and J.J. Watt and Merciless and all that? And then when they would go play the Patriots, they made Tom Brady look human.
Right.
Why? Because they put pressure on him.
Right.
And that people need to understand that.
But in reality, though, when they played them, remember the year they played them in the playoffs, and Jadeveon Clowney was in Brady's nuts every single time and was hitting him every single time. What happened in that game, though? Everybody remember? The Patriots won it simply because they had a better offensive line than most, and they were able to eke out just enough to hold off Houston. So there's that too. But having the offensive line, we can beat this shit to death, but that's just, my goodness, man. And the people that I were talking with today, they were they really thought, who was it? There was one lady that was arguing with me, and I'm like, what? Really? Oh, goodness.
Do you think Breeze has?
You're like, why don't you go get and ask him about it? Because you don't know what you're talking about. Then she told me she was on TV doing sports somewhere, and I was like, well, good for you. You were a baseball reporter, obviously, right?
You think Breeze has the success he had if he didn't have an offensive line every fucking year?
Well, I think Breeze is different, and David, maybe you can help me with this. I think Drew Brees had one of the quickest releases in NFL history.
Yes, he does.
So I think that's a big part of it. And if you blitz Drew Brees, he fucking loved that because he'd fucking pick you apart. He had those 5-yard slant guys that would just eat you senseless, and you couldn't blitz Drew Brees. So it's a little bit different there. But Burrow is the kind of quarterback that Brees is.
Drew Brees had that inside slant route his entire career in New Orleans. If it was Lance Armstrong, not Lance Armstrong.
Moore.
That's a bike rider.
But
Lance
Moore.
They had Lance, who they eventually got.
Lance Moore.
Yeah.
They had Lance, and then they picked up Joe Horn. They've had a couple of guys that could run that inside slant.
Yeah, but that's one way that you can camouflage an offensive line is having quick plays like that.
And the other thing that
was so great
because
he
been historically really good at is running the screen game.
Oh yeah, completely agree.
I said this the other day. The Saints, for all these years, though, they had the next guy up. They built a fucking offensive line that, yeah, sure, and sometimes we had many, many injuries, but for the most part, we would plug and play.
Hey,
we had so many fucking offensive linemen to protect our fucking quarterback.
All right, let me ask you guys something because you guys are all Saints fans, or I think. Who was your starting center for the Saints? His name was John, the guy that won the year you won the Super Bowl. Your starting center, his name was John something or another. What was his name?
Was it Pinchcomb?
No, God. He was the start. I think maybe he was one of your tackles. I can't remember, but his name was John something. And
not Unger. That's Max Unger came. Max Unger came later.
No, there's a guy that started on your offensive line that was actually from Columbia, and he went to Lower Richland High School, I believe. I gotta look it up, but I played basketball with him, and it's kind of funny because it made me think about him. Like when he got out of the league, he kind of dropped some weight because you don't need to run around at 340 pounds, so he was probably like 280 or whatever. And I set a pick on him. And I kind of caught him when he was moving, and so he hit me, and he kind of bounced off. And it's like, this guy won a fucking Super Bowl ring. He's not used to getting, body checked by anyone, especially some guy that's my size, but I just caught him just right, So he hit the floor. He jumps up and he tells me, "You're going to fucking regret that." And sure enough, oh God, he cleaned my clock like 2 seconds. And it was a legitimate play. It wasn't like I'm just trying to fucking hurt you, but it was, I'm playing Jonathan Goodwin. Thank you, buddy. That's it. So Jonathan Goodwin used to play down with the YMCA with me down here in Columbia, which you guys would have loved that because at the Y, there were 2 courts, okay? You had your A court and your B court. It's probably like the Y that you have down there, wherever you are. But on A court, you had to be invited. So our A court, when I played down there before they closed it, had Xavier McDaniel. This is not a joke. Xavier McDaniel, Tyrone Corbin. It had who was the other kid from Woody Dantzler, who was the quarterback for Clemson. Jonathan Goodwin, obviously, the former lineman for the Saints, and a bunch of other guys that you probably never heard of. A lot of them played for the Gamecocks. The only white kid on the floor, and not making it about race, but the only white kid on the floor was me because I could shoot a jumper and knock threes down, and they loved having me out there. But those games were brutal. And I could just remember checking Jonathan Goodwin once. It's about 3 years after they won the Super Bowl, and he'd retired. And he set a pick on me, and I've never been hit so hard in my life. It rattled my fucking teeth. But of course, you can't. I mean, when you're out there, testosterone's like through the roof, and you're like, oh, fuck. You know, you got to get up and go. But I mean, I get up, and I'm like seeing stars. But it's amazing that when you see athletes that are like that they're as big as he is, and he's still athletic as he was. You gain a whole new respect for folks like that, man. Anyway, as I'm all over the place, I'm sorry. Andre, what else you got for the show, brother?
That's it, man. Roll Tide off the cliff.
You're always welcome to join us here, Andre. Thank you, sir.
You got some dry weather tonight, Andre.
Speaking of Alabama, so
what do you got about Alabama?
We have spent some time talking about the draft, and I want to stay on that topic. The Raiders, in the first round with their first pick, selected an Alabama player, and they immediately caught flack from it from every major media outlet as a reach. And Alabama fans are jumping off bridges because of the disrespect that this Alabama player is receiving because of where he was selected in the draft. It's not that he can't play or that he's not a good player. It's that his draft grade was late second round, early third round, and he went 17th. And the Raiders are historically bad at drafting talent. If you want to check that, just go back
to Al Davis.
You can go back to last year. Their first pick last year was a wide receiver. And you know who had better seasons? The two wide receivers picked after him.
Well, I know in 2019 they picked they had Hunter Renfrow, and Henry Ruggs couldn't knock Hunter Renfrow off the field, and Hunter Renfrow weighs about 180 pounds.
Yeah.
And has the ultimate dad bod. But you want to know what Hunter Renfrow does that Henry Ruggs doesn't do? Hunter Renfrow runs razor-like routes. They're perfect, which is why John Gruden wanted to draft him. Just saying. That's why Henry Ruggs is a speeder and got the great body and everything else. Doesn't understand the game. And that's why Hunter Renfrow made him look stupid. And Henry Ruggs ended up they moved Henry Ruggs around. So,
So last year they drafted Henry Ruggs, and the two wide receivers taken immediately after him were both better on the field last season than he was. He caught 50 passes last year, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, the Raiders have problems, man. I mean,
So they drafted this Alabama player 17th, and his draft grade was 64th. 64th. So it's not that anybody's saying that this Alabama player can't play. It's they're saying that the Raiders reached hard on this guy. Get over yourself.
Some are saying the same thing about what's his name, the guy from Houston, the Saints pick.
He wasn't reach.
That he could have dropped all the way to 60, and the Saints could have gotten him possibly.
No. So Turner's draft grade was between 30 and 36, depending on which analyst you're looking at. So they picked him 28th. So
I like
it was
that,
a reach, but it wasn't a huge reach.
Let's be honest. We don't really know until they get on the field, but when you see stuff like that, you're like, and see that's the thing too. Going back to the Chase thing, it's not an indictment on Chase. Chase may be great. It's just that you didn't need Chase.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Exactly.
You just didn't need it. It has nothing to do with how great of a player Chase is going to be. It's like, I don't know. I can't even figure out a good example. But
on that note, to go opposite, there's so much Homer crap like this where, not that any of these people are Cincinnati Bengals fans. I think they're just Joe Burrow fans, but they're so worried about, all right, we got a LSU connection over here because of their Homerism. But to think opposite, and I said this earlier, I would never think that way. Like, I'm a Saints fan, right?
Right.
Do you think when the Saints several years ago drafted Mark Ingram, because people act like this, that I got pissed because the Saints drafted a fucking Alabama fucking retard? No, I was happy because the Saints drafted a good player that's going to help us. I forgot about my college fucking ties and worried more about my fucking pro ties. But they were real deep.
I've been on the side of where Clemson has had players go. Deshaun Watson and Nuke Hopkins together. And everybody's like, wow, that's the greatest thing ever. Yeah, but what happened with that was Deshaun Watson, they had to go and get Laramie Tunsil because Deshaun Watson kept getting hit like Burrow did.
Yeah.
You can have Nuke Hopkins out there, one of the top 5 wide receivers in the NFL, which he is, but he kept getting fucking hit. So you had to go and do that. And I feel the same way about Lawrence down in Jacksonville. They went and got, I talked about this on my show, and people look at me like I'm stupid. Yeah, they drafted ETN at 25, and let's be honest here. They got James, I think it's James Davis is his name. I can't remember, but they've already got this kid who is a second-year player. In his rookie year, he finished 5th in the NFL in rushing with 1,100-something yards. He also caught 40 passes for like 400 yards. So you got an all-purpose back there that got almost 1,500 yards in the NFL, but let's go and draft basically the same kind of back. It doesn't make any sense. The Jags were 1-15 last year. If you're a fan of Trevor Lawrence, you're upset with that pick too because their offensive line sucked horse dick, and they could have used a tackle or maybe somebody on that defense to keep them from giving up 46 points a game because they have problems there as well.
Jacksonville's actually proved over the last several years that they are committed to the run. I mean, that might be because they never have a fucking quarterback, but I mean, they run the ball.
My friends from the Mazodcast, we tweet back and forth with each other on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Rob Sounds Good, by the way, if you'd like to follow me there. They were like, hey, Rob, let Lawrence know about Blaine Gabbert. Some funny shit. By the way, let's give Chucky some attention here. He keeps basically putting out the same thing. Can't comment on Bama. I talk too much about them. Do you need attention, sir? Do I need to come and tussle your head or something? Do you need a lollipop? Do we need to send you that? What is wrong with you? If you want to talk about your program, fucking call. We'll talk about Alabama. We could talk about what Nick Saban said today about the NIL stuff. That's a valid conversation we can have. If you can talk about that instead of, oh my God, Nick Saban's won 9,000 national titles, you can call and talk about that. You can call and talk about the guy that the Raiders draft and say he should be drafted higher, or the Raiders got a good pick. Stop trying to just beg for attention. Holy shit, fuckstick. You're killing me. You're fucking killing me, dude. Damn. Anyway.
Hey,
2905.
I'll tell you this, though. I think Nick Saban should have won Coach of the Year.
Now you're just being a dickhead.
We can talk about that, Chucky.
God damn. My God. Imagine this playing. Play.
So David,
one higher
right
time,
now,
it's going to be a disaster.
I love that.
David, right now, from what I'm seeing, they don't even have LSU in the first 5 out for the baseball tournament. Not the SEC tournament. Baseball.
I read that, and I don't know.Maybe you guys can help me with that. I mean, Clemson's kind of rallied a little bit. I think they've won 6 out. They swept Louisville over the weekend, which is a big deal. But
that is a big deal.
Clemson's playing young guys. Is that what's going on with LSU? They just got a bunch of youngins. I mean, what the hell is going on down there?
They are a young team.
Yeah, they are.
But here they are. They just played probably one of the most brutal stretches in SEC play. They played Arkansas. They played Ole Miss. They played South Carolina. They played all these programs who are in the top 15. but now they're at the favorable part of their schedule. And if they can win these last 3 series, I think they have left.
Alabama, Auburn, and and Texas A&M. Right.
If they can win those 3 series, they can get into the SEC tournament and possibly get them into a region.
Like they were saying, basically you need to get to 14 conference wins, which they can do. Not to get into the SEC tournament, just to
hold on. Is Edwin over there monitoring the chat in YouTube or whatever? Edwin, if Chucky keeps fucking poor mouthing that we're not his friends and everything else, and that woe is me, motherfucking Eeyore from fucking Winnie the Pooh, start deleting his goddamn comments. You are throwing off my vibe, sir. I cannot be positive on this show and make fun of this goddamn gnome and my buddy Average Dave up top up there if I have to worry about whether or not your vagina hasn't been stroked correctly. You're throwing me off, dude. You're killing me. Start pulling his comments if he keeps poor mouthing, Edwin. I don't want to see that shit. Making me fucking sad. We don't need all that. I'll have to start playing some fucking Chicago, some goddamn Kenny G to make myself happy. Something. This is stupid.
The Prince.
Holy shit. Yeah, I want some fucking Prince.
What about Brian Adams? You like Brian Adams?
Nah, Brian Adams is a fucking Canadian. Fuck him. You know what we need to do for Canada? We need to give the Bills. I've said this. We need to give the Bills and the Lions to Canada. Just let them have those 2 fucking teams for the goddamn CFL. They don't bring anything to the NFL anyway. Just fucking give them to them as a symbol of goodwill.
Yeah, but do we still let the Lions play on Thanksgiving Day?
Fuck the Lions. They've been good since Barry Sanders left.
They can't play on Thanksgiving Day?
No. Thanksgiving Day, fuck the Lions. Don't like the Lions.
The fucking Lions and my least favorite fucking NFL team of all time, the fucking Cowboys. Like, who gives a fuck? At least they have the Thursday night game now, on which the Saints plays every now and then. I mean, but anyways, we digress.
My least favorite NFL team is the Falcons.
Okay, all right.
Closely by the Cowboys, but
you're right.
You're right.
Falcons,
Falcons.
For me, it's the Chicago Bears. I have like, you want to get me silly on an NFL Sunday? If I get a couple shots of whiskey in me, and the fucking Bears are playing, and especially if they're playing my Packers and they're playing well, it's not a fucking good day. I just fucking want to go up into my room so I don't have to like yell at my kids. I don't normally yell at my kids anyway, but I could see myself yelling at my kids if the Bears start beating the shit out of the Packers. What the fuck? I could see me doing that.
I got this buddy of mine, right? He's one of those SEC circle jerkers. So when LSU's not playing, he has to pull for everybody in the SEC. But that's typical. However, he takes that shit to the pros. So and I've wanted to punch him in the fucking throat when the Falcons are in the playoffs and the Saints have lost or the Saints didn't make it, and he's pulling for the fucking Falcons. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But dude, it's the NFC West. I mean, the NFC South. Exactly. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking moron. I'm leaving. Fuck you.
Hey, can I share something that we all may agree on? I'm going to bring this together for a minute before we bash each other in the face in a moment. Auburn. This was something that Auburn did the other day. Now, of course, they've got Coach Harsin, who is coming down from Boise State. He may be a great coach. We don't know. He didn't think enough of his coaching staff to bring any of those guys with him. I think we've talked about that before. He just went and got a bunch of SEC retreads that had failed in the league before. But, we'll see how that works out. But Auburn, after the draft, this out. And I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but this made me laugh really hard. This is actually from the Auburn Twitter account. Now, when you look at this, all of these guys that are down here, it says 82 combined bowl games coached, 152 years of combined coaching experience, 30 collective conference champions, and then all these guys on the bottom. When you look at the guys on the bottom, Where did Todd Gurley play?
Georgia.
Where did Matt Stafford play?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Where did AJ Green play?
Georgia.
Where did Brett Rippon play? Boise State. Okay. The point is, they put out on draft day with a history of developing talent, #War Eagle, with a bunch of fucking players that never fucking played at Auburn. This is from the Auburn football account.
Oh, wait. Yeah, but dude, they got fucking Kellen Moore, man. They got fucking Kellen Moore.
You're not helping. We're all supposed to agree on this. Is this not the shittiest thing you've ever seen? I mean,
no, it is pretty fucking creepy. It is pretty fucking creepy.
Hey, let's talk about developing all this talent, but none of it's from fucking our team. Why don't you talk about the Auburn guys that were drafted, but those were Gus Malzahn's guys? Oh, we don't want to talk about them.
You know what's funny though, Rob? You know what's funny? What? They even have a dude on their coaching staff that they could have put down there. I don't know, Cadillac Williams, that they didn't even put down there as a player from Auburn.
No. Yeah. Look, I even popped Mishi on that one. That damn backwards clown. That's on their Twitter account. Please, Mishi, go and find that and screenshot that and post it in all of those Alabama rooms, because that is the biggest dose of fuckery I've ever seen.
So
hey.
I lived in Alabama after Hurricane Katrina for a couple of years. So I have a lot of friends that are Alabama fans and Auburn fans. And I think I'm going to post that on my timeline just so I can make fun of it to all of my Auburn fans. Hey, nice graphic. Where'd all these players play? Because they didn't play for you.
Yeah. Look at the goodness that Rob found that we all can agree on. Look at that. I can be somebody that brings us together. We can all come together with our hatred of Auburn. See there?
Where did Derek Mason play? Anybody?
I don't know.
He's apparently one of their coaches.
Yeah, he's the defensive coordinator. You heard about what happened with, like, when Shane Beamer came here, right? I don't know if we talked about this on the show or not, but Shane Beamer comes to South Carolina. He decides to retain Mike Bobo as his offensive coordinator, and he decides to retain Tracy Rocker as the defensive line coach, right? They have a press conference, and they're all out there, and they're all shaking hands, and yay, everybody's happy, and yay, go Gamecock, all that stuff. They're all happy. It's like 3 days later, Mike Bobo leaves and goes to Auburn to be the defensive coordinator, even though he was just up there talking about how much Gamecock dick he was going to suck. Then Tracy Rocker, this gets even better. Tracy Rocker had a meeting with his guys that night, right? And then left that night, didn't tell anybody he was fucking leaving, was supposed to have a coaches meeting the next morning, and boom, didn't even show up. Fuck you, I'm going to Auburn. That is real. That actually happened. It's the biggest shit.
Some Baltimore, Indianapolis coach shit.
He went in the middle of the night and met with his guys that night. Was supposed to have a coaches meeting the next morning, a breakfast, whatever the fuck it is coaches do. I don't know. Didn't show up. Beamer, according to folks that I've talked to, was like, "Hey, where's Rocker?" Yeah, he's in fucking Auburn.
Any of you guys in any other sports groups on Facebook with fan bases like South Carolina? Because I'm not. Man, those motherfuckers are proud of fucking South Carolina, dude. Like fucking proud.
I can talk from that perspective because I've covered.
Because you live in South Carolina?
No, I've just covered the Gamecock beat for 18 years. This game, as far as Gamecock football, those motherfuckers will show up if they're 0-11. I mean, seriously. I went the year they finished 0-11. I was at that game, the very last game of the season. It was still a packed fucking house. They are a proud bunch of motherfuckers. They don't know what it is to win, okay? But they are, as far as football goes, they're a very proud bunch. They think that they're the best thing ever. They think that, they're God's gift to everything. We use the term, I'm sure the teams have used this too, Alabama Malice, but Vanderbilt trophy case. They won the East one time with a year they finished 7-5. They went to the championship game, and Cam Newton put their dicks in. Then they come back to the Peach Bowl 2 weeks later, and Florida State fucking killed them in that game. But that is their best season ever, regardless of what they say. You win the East, that's probably your best season. Would you agree? You can have it in here, but
but they had better seasons than that. They just didn't win the East.
I count conference championships and championship division championships and things like that. But South Carolina fans are a proud bunch when it comes to football. So I've come to respect them on that front. And they just want a winner. They just want a team that's not fucking a shit show like they had last year and the year before. And you've got guys that are out there like, the number one defensive player picked in the draft was from South Carolina. Did you know that? The number one defensive player picked in the NFL draft this year, Jason, was at South Carolina. So when you have that, and then you think back to 7 years ago, Jadeveon Clowney was a number one overall pick. The NFL Defensive Player of the Year from 3 years ago was Stephon Gilmore. He played at South Carolina. So they've had guys that have come in there that have been really good. Alshon Jeffrey was great. Won a Super Bowl with the Eagles.
I love me some Alshon Jeffrey.
They've had some talent there, but they've never been able to put it all completely together. And you kind of feel sad for them. They are, in my opinion, college football's version of the Chicago Cubs before the Cubs won the World Series. That's what the Gamecocks are.
That's not.
They're
Georgia.
really that bad. Georgia's won a national title. South Carolina's never done that. Georgia's won the East. Georgia's got a playoff berth. South Carolina's never done any of that.
The Cubs had won a World Series title. It was just but
it was like 7 years, brother. Just saying. So, but I'm with you on that. And they're a proud bunch, and I don't. It's kind of hard to mock them because they're passionate, And
I can relate to them because I've been a Saints fan for 39 years, and for the longest time,
you kind of got spoiled a little bit there because the Saints, when they've had a good run here, the past 20 years have been pretty good. Would you agree? Above average. You won a Super Bowl, and you won a Super Bowl, making the playoffs. Didn't have very many years where you weren't competitive. South Carolina's had years where they've lost to fucking East Carolina. They've lost 2 out of the last 3 games to the Citadel, dating back to 1990. Think about that for a minute. You're going to play the Citadel 3 times from 1990 to 2017, and you're going to lose 2 out of those 3. That's what it is to be a Gamecock fan. And to still show up in your garnet and black and all of that, you got to respect that. Respect them as fans. Now, they are a bunch of cunts. They do have that about them. They're so stupid when it comes to baseball and basketball. They were bitching about Dawn Staley not winning the national title this year. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? She's the best coach in women's basketball, and you're gonna fucking run your mouth to Dawn Staley, and then they bitch at her on Twitter. And she talks with them back and forth. She'll bitch back at him and shit like that. And it's like, why are you poking that bear? So trust me, South Carolina fans they're fuckos too. Let's make sure we put that out there. But you gotta respect them for what they.
You kind of got me depressed, Rob, talking about professional sports, because it's like the first half of my life, I had the Braves, and all we got is one measly fucking championship. And then the second half of my life, I have the Saints, and all we got is one measly fucking championship.
To be fair with the Braves, though, you can make an argument that they should have won 3 or 4. I mean, when they had Smoltz, Glavine, and
Maddox.
Maddox. three together, it's like they should have won more than that. And Chipper Jones with all that stuff. I mean,
Avery and Lee Brandt and
it's hard to win a World Series. Not fucking easy. I mean, the fucking Astros had to cheat to do it. I mean, it's hard. It really is. So, and by the way, shout out to Andre messaging me over the weekend with a picture of him and his chick with some Astros gear on. Said basically tell me to fuck off and respect the world champs. I had to remind him that the Dodgers are the world champs, sir.
Yeah.
You live on that because you're not the champs anymore. Just saying. What the fuck is Mishi writing over here?
And why are you disappointed that the Saints only won one? I'm happy the Saints won one. You know
dude.
Who is the bitch?
The way Rob said it though, but for so many years, for so many fucking years, Dave, we sucked. And then to get that taste, starting in 2006, losing to the Bears in the NFC Championship, to get on the cusp. And then when we won the Super Bowl in 2009 or 2010, I guess, 2009 season, right. Then we had these seasons, that heartbreaker to San Francisco in the playoffs. And the fucking heartbreaker to the Raiders. These so many heartbreakers where we were there. Like that should have been.
We got one. You know who doesn't have one? The Falcons.
The Falcons?
The Lions.
but they were doing really good.
Dan Marino would love to have one.
Right.
The Falcons were doing really good in that game against the Patriots. They were doing really, really good. 28-3.
So I am in an NFC South group on Facebook, and somebody posted today that the Falcons have winning records against the other three teams in the division. It's like 28-27 versus the Bucks and 53-51 versus the Saints. And I said, that's great, but with your propensity for blowing leads, I'm pretty sure that two of those leads are going to evaporate here pretty short order.
I've noticed, like, just from my friends that are Saints fans and my friends that are Falcons fans, that there's some fucking hatred between those two fan bases.
Fuck the Falcons. I fucking hate the Falcons.
Pretty cool rivalry. My buddy Tyler actually he put out a meme that was great at the end of the season where it was some Saints player that was looking off into the distance when they lost, and it was just like when mom overcooks the Hot Pockets.
Yeah, and
I'm not a fan of any team, like any of those teams, but that shit made me laugh really hard because that Saints player looked like somebody like pissed in his cornflakes when Mob overcooks the hot.
So, I don't know if the NFL did it on fucking purpose, but to let to open the Superdome after Katrina with the motherfucking Falcons, oh holla fucking Louie. That was just beautiful.
By the way,
do y'all remember
2905 803-470-2905?
Do y'all remember the big storyline with Manti Te'o when he was coming out of college?
You talking about with his girlfriend?
With the girlfriend.
Yeah.
So he had the fake girlfriend, right? So that year, the Falcons went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
And they even built a Super Bowl trophy case to be for their display because they were sure they were going to win that motherfucker. So somebody with access to the stadium took a picture of this Falcons Super Bowl trophy championship case with no trophy in it. And it says, after the game was over, it said, the Falcons Super Bowl trophy pictured here with Manti Te'o's girlfriend, and there was nothing around. And I died laughing. I thought it was the best thing ever. I was like, fuck the Falcons.
That's a fucking hell of a meme right there.
I was like, that's great.
Tyler popped me with the whole when mom overcooks the Hot Pockets.
And the best part about being a Saints fan is there have been so many iterations of 28-3 that have occurred since the Falcons' appearance in the Super Bowl that you just
somebody trying to call us at 803-470-2905. I don't know what happened there, but give us a call. There you go with that. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. So there you go with that.
Rob, do you know what NOLA stands for?
Is that New Orleans?
New Orleans, Louisiana is what most people assume, but NOLA actually stands for No One Likes Atlanta. That's the truth.
That's funny. Hold on.
Fuck
Fuck
Athens too.
Is that like is that like the worst is the Falcons? I mean,
Yeah,
is it worse for Alabama or is it worse for the Falcons for you?
The Falcons.
You hate the Falcons more than Alabama.
Oh yeah. The first college football game I ever watched was the Peach Bowl with number 1 Miami and number 2 Alabama, and Alabama whooped that ass. So that was the first college football game I ever watched. So, and I was rooting for Alabama. I didn't know shit about fuck when it came to college football back then.
Look at him using my sound bites. Go ahead and call it. You can try to call now. I don't know what
your sound bite. That's from the Ozarks.
That's a great sound bite, by the way. I don't know shit about it. I don't know shit about it.
I can't wait till that shit comes back out.
Oh yeah.
What? Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think they say November.
I don't know when, but I'll be watching
For the 4th and final season.
Yeah.
The Ozarks is great.
Anyways.
Hold on a second. I'm bringing up this clip here. All right.
Looks
So
like you're bringing something else up, but
yeah, it's like the allergies are killing me. Hold on. Let me bring up this. I'm going to bring up this clip from this is the meme that made me laugh really hard, and the fact that I still got it. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this makes me happy. Is that it? There we go. Yeah.
God
I don't
damn,
know who you're fed of. That is some hardcore shit right there. When Mom burns the pizza roll.
So
probably my favorite meme of the NFL season. That's great. All right. Well, I don't know what the deal is with they want Fuckstick to come on camera. Let's take a vote since we're all on the show here. Do you want Fuckstick to come on camera with us this evening?
Neutral.
Oh,
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Well, that's 2 neutrals, and then I'm at a no. So do 2 neutrals equal out? Break the no? I don't know. Yeah.
Oh,
anyway,
shit.
Burns the pizza rolls. Mishi wants him on. Jonathan says no. Okay.
John.
No. Mishi says no. Andre says no. Mishi says yes. Hold on.
I mean,
you know what? In the interest of fairness, I will send him the link and let's see if his dumbass can actually. I'm going to send it to the CSF Misfits group. So there you go.
No, I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh,
so here's what's going to
now everyone in the Misfits can join.
Here's what's going to happen.
Right.
Fuckstick's going to come on, and Fuckstick is going to tell us some dumb shit like he's declaring LSU the greatest team of all time. How he's given up his little private message group to me, and that Mishi is the new Alabama queen, and he is absolving himself from being a troll for the betterment of the world. That's what he's about to come here and tell us.
We don't normally talk about sexual things on this show, but if Mishi just looked at him in person and flashed him half a tit, he'd die. He would fall over and just right off this fucking planet.
At least he would at least need to get a pacemaker.
Jesus Christ. It would be that crazy. It really would be.
Andre thinks it brings the producer thinks it brings down the quality of the show. I don't know.
Bill Chipper's bitch says yes. Hey, I met Bill the other night. Bill's a nice guy, man.
Is he? Is he?
Yeah.
He seems
I don't know how to say this, but
he seems like a bitch to me. But
I got some of Bill's sausage. Don't isolate that clip. That'll get me into some shit. No, he
wait, Rob, hey,
onion
Rob,
sausage and something else. Huh?
Did you enjoy Bill sausage?
Shut up.
Not only did he enjoy it, he took it an inch at a time.
All in the refrigerator. All right.
Oh, is that what you call?
Yeah, hold on. All right, so I'm bringing up now. Fuckstick wants to join us here. Hold on. Let's see. Let me get him into the mix here.
I'm sorry, Bill. You live a little too close to the Mason-Dixon line for me to give a fuck about your sausage. The real meat, the sausage. Like, I don't think he lives far in the south.
Let's welcome into the show, ladies and gentlemen. I bring to you.
There he is.
There he is. He is our. He's your friend. He's our friend.
we give him tons
Welcome
of
in,
shit. We do actually like him.
I have a request. I have a request. Can he go up there and you put David down here with me?
You're asking too much. No. You two are bottoms. Fucking sit down there and you can suck each other off. It's not coming. We're not coming out of our power tops there.
What's up, Fuckstick?
All right.
Yeah, something.
I've got. I want to.
Hold on. Before you get to your question, sir.
Okay.
What is wrong with your eyes? Are you high? Are you fucking high?
I've been celebrating Cinco de Mayo.
So are you high?
Yeah, that too.
Are you really high? How high are you?
High as the Alabama Crimson Tide after they won the national championship.
Are you sure?
At this point, I'm not real sure about anything, but I have a couple of questions.
Shoot.
All right. No, first question is for Rob, just an unbiased. Who, in your opinion, Rob, will have the best NFL career? Just Rob. Tua or Joe? Mr. Burrow. Who do you think will have the best NFL career? Just Rob. I don't want to hear to those two LSU fuck-offs over there. I just want Rob's opinion.
But you realize he hates Alabama as much as we do.
That's fine, but he is not. He is. Rob will give you his honest opinion, and I want Rob's honest opinion. Hey, if Dave and get shit down there, whatever the hell, Mr. I want to die and shit, smoking cigarettes. If y'all have an opinion, chime in. But I want an honest opinion. Who has the better career, Tua or Joe?
How fucking high are you? How many times are you going to ask the same question, fuckstick?
Well, answer the goddamn question.
Goddamn, stop asking the same thing over and over and over again.
All right. Okay.
Look, here's my thing. If we're going to be realistic about this, who was the last great Alabama quarterback to play in the NFL? Joe fucking Namath?
Joe Namath?
Alabama doesn't really put out great quarterbacks to go to the NFL. Y'all all sit over there and jerk each other's dick and talk about the 28 national titles that you have. I wouldn't take an Alabama quarterback for shit. Fuck every goddamn one of them. Seriously. Here are the quarterbacks that'll do better than any of the Alabama quarterbacks. Who got drafted? They're all going to fucking be better. I'll take them over all the Alabama quarterbacks. Fuck every one of them with their sister's dick. Alabama quarterbacks suck asshole. They're not worth a shit. Not taking any of them. And Tua, by the way, Tua is a guy that played really well in college, did a lot of great stuff, but he's injury prone. He trips on his vagina lips every chance that he gets and ends up with a concussion and a hip injury. That's just reality. I want guys that can stay on the fucking field. So I'll take any quarterback that did not go to Alabama over Tua, over all of them. Seriously, none of them are worth a shit.
Okay,
there you go.
Now I have a question. This is for you, Fuckstick. Do y'all claim Hurts or do y'all not? Is he an Oklahoma quarterback or an Alabama quarterback?
Who are you talking about now?
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, Jalen.
Because I want you to answer this now before he has a good career or a bad career. Because if he has a bad career, you're going to put him on Oklahoma. If he has a good career, you're going to claim him as an Alabama quarterback. So I want to know now.
That's your answer, John.
All right.
Look, by the way, just on that, just so you know, there were 2 offensive lines that were worse than the line that Joe Burrow is going to play behind this year from last year. One of them was
Philadelphia in Miami.
That's Philadelphia and the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
Those were the 2 lines that were worse. So I don't care how good Jalen Hurts is. He's not going to have a good career either until they beef up the offensive line. So.
All right. Second question. Better career, Waddle or Chase? Waddle or Chase? Who has the better career?
Once again, if you're asking me about this, once again, I automatically when you go to Alabama, I automatically deduct 7,000 IQ points because you've chosen to go to fucking Alabama. That means that you're fucking ignorant and stupid. So with that, I think that Chase is a better player anyway. So that and the fact that he's got more of an IQ because he didn't go to Alabama.
Jamar Chase is a better player than Jalen. just not even NFL wise. You think Jamar Chase is a better receiver overall than Jalen?
What did I just say? I just said I think he's a better player. Fucking listening skills, brother.
I'm pretty sure you just said that.
You're wrong.
That's what
I just said that.
Jalen Waddle.
You asked me my opinion. God damn it, it's my opinion.
I know. I agree.
Why are you like you're wrong? Then what the fuck are you asking me for?
It is your opinion.
You want to live in a vacuum where you talk about how teams are? I mean, shit, we can do that.
Okay.
And on top of that, Burrow's the better quarterback.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Who did Waddle get drafted by?
The Eagles, right?
Waddle was going to the Eagles. No, excuse me. Waddle is going to the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. I'm sorry. The Dolphins.
Okay, so Jamar Chase went to the Bengals with Joe Burrow.
All right,
and Jalen Waddle went to the Dolphins with Tua Tagovailoa.
Yes.
Jamar Chase will have the better career because he has the better quarterback.
No,
yes, thank you.
The better quarterback.
No, he's not.
He's the better quarterback.
Not even close.
All right, well, I'm not going to sit there and argue with you, but I just, in my personal opinion, I think Tua is.
Joe Burrow was having a better season than Tua
but
before.
Joe Burrow transferred. He's a transfer dude.
He transferred and still had a better season than Tua had.
We're talking about the NFL. So let's hold on a minute there.
Okay.
Fuck stick frozen to
Burrow would have never come
that looked like his Bukaki face there for a minute. He's like,
all right. So fuck sick. So Devontae Smith, he went to Philadelphia?
What, Jonathan?
Is that right? What?
I can barely hear you. You're breaking up.
Did Devontae Smith go to Philly?
Yes, Devontae went to Philly. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, no, I knew they both went with Alabama quarterbacks. That's why I was asking. So Waddle went
ask
with Tua,
you a question,
and Devontae went with fucking Hurts.
Yeah, that's great. But hold on, let me ask you a question. Which stat line would you rather have over a season? 2,688 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, or 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions? Which one would you rather have? Very simple. 1,811 and 5, or 2,613 and 5. Which one would you rather have?
Well, of course, it's the better numbers. But I'm
the better numbers. Okay, the better numbers were with Joe Burrow behind the fucking worst offensive line in the fucking NFL. It's not even up for debate. It's not even up for debate. They had fucking goddamn the Magic Man down there, and they were putting him in games because they didn't trust Tua at all. And by the way, if you follow along, they were trying to trade Tua to Houston for fucking Deshaun Watson before Watson decided he needed to have his asshole oiled up by a massage therapist. And that's real. So it's not even close. It's not even remotely close. You go with Burrow all day today and twice on Sunday. It's as simple as that. Now, if you want to talk about an Alabama player that's going to have a good career that got drafted, I'll take Najee Harris for 300, sir. The only thing that kid has ever done that's stupid is go to Alabama. Other than that, he's a great fucking player, and he seems like he's a nice guy. Other than that, other than the fact that he went to fucking Alabama. You want to talk about that? We can. The rest of your fucking team can suck an asshole.
I think currently the best Alabama player off the top of my head in the NFL is probably Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry. Without question.
Oh,
Derrick.
definitely.
You can argue Julio Jones, but we're not going to talk about the Falcons here.
Well, that's the career.
Well, the Falcons are a shit show anyways.
Well, but Julio Jones'
career.
He was a top 10 wide receiver last year.
The best Alabama player.
But
right now, the best
top 10 wide receiver last year. He was a top 10 wide receiver last year. So, I mean,
So, I would bet Derrick Henry just came up the last 2 to 3 years. It's not going to last much longer. I think Julio Jones is going to end up with a better career.
I don't know. I mean, the guy looks like a fucking monster truck out there.
Jesus does.
And you know what's sad about it is everybody knows he's going to get the ball,
and they can't stop him.
They still can't stop him
because he's a monster truck in the field of Hot Wheels.
I love it when they'll try to pull up like a defensive back as like an extra guy in the box to try to stop him. You can actually see
180 pounds.
Yeah, you can actually see him back there laughing at them. Like, watch this. This is going to be a snuff film. I'm going to fuck his ass right here on the field, and his mom can
a defensive back.
Yeah,
he stiff armed that defensive back into the third row of the stands.
Some water boy shit.
We're talking about Alabama players. We can go with that. We can go with him. We can go with Derrick Henry. We can go with Najee Harris.
So did all four of us just agree? Did all four of us just agree?
I think we did.
I'd rather talk about Jonathan psoriasis on his ass than a fucking Alabama quarterback. That's more viable than an Alabama quarterback.
You want to see it?
Fuck no, I don't want to see it.
Not particularly.
So
just saying.
Chuck, did you have a different, like you said you had some questions? Does David get a question?
Right.
Did I get a question?
So, all right, Rob, for you, your quarterback, what do you think Sunshine?
Fuck my face with
Lawrence, what's it? How do you think he'll pan out in the NFL? What do you think Lawrence will do in the NFL?
I don't know until he gets into the NFL and starts playing with guys that are in the NFL.
You think? But I mean, just your honest opinion.
He's on a shit team. I mean, let's be honest.
Right.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you this. I think
love these people. Like ESPN was talking about. Oh, the Jags could win 7 games this year. They won 1 game last year. One fucking game. One.
Program wise,
nonsense.
Program wise, I think the Bengals are more of a wreck, I think, than Jacksonville. Even though I think Jacksonville should move out of fucking Florida, but I think that Burrow was put with a better offense than what Trevor Lawrence is coming into.
Well, that's because
he doesn't have the receivers that Burrow has.
Well, but then you also have Urban Meyer is putting in a completely different offense, which I mean he's going to be playing with a brand new offense anyway, but it's completely different.
It's his first year. It's his first year, and he's playing on the worst team from last year. I don't expect him to be a miracle man.
Rookie head coach. Tell me the NFL coaches that coached in college and could go to the pros. I mean, you got Pete Carroll. After that, who else have you got?
Jimmy
that's in there right now?
Well, yeah, but
Pete retired a long time ago. But
Pete Carroll coached
at Texas Tech. I mean,
Pete Carroll coached a long time ago in the NFL, and then went to college, and then went back to the NFL. So I mean, but I mean, 3 years.
It's hard. You don't really know how good that Urban Meyer. I mean, we have to see if he's going to be able to deal with guys that
3 years.
That having the capability to deal with guys that can look at him and be like, you know what, fuck you.
Trevor Lawrence.
fuck off. I'm making fucking $18 million. Go fuck your mother.
Trevor Lawrence will have a new head coach in 3 years, and Meyer will be back in ESPN's college fucking booth on Saturday.
That was my next question. How long does Urban stay in the NFL? How long do y'all think Urban stays in the NFL?
He'll fake a heart attack when they go 2-14 this year.
Exactly.
Just like
I don't trust him. That's why I don't know why the Jags were so high on him. He crapped out on the Gators, and he crapped out on Ohio State. Ohio State was his fucking dream job, and in college anyway. And I mean,
the whole institutional control thing. Remember his assistant coach that he had that had fucking sex toys that were being delivered to the office. Everybody remember that? Was doing all shit with his wife, and blow up dolls and all kinds of fucking like the laundry list of shit he had sent to his office. That's some of the stuff that this is kind of an X-rated show, but my face would get kind of red trying to describe some of this he had brought to his office. This is all going on under Urban Meyer's watch. He's not I don't think he's a good person.
No,
write that down.
Agree. I agree.
He's a good person. I really don't. I don't think I could have a beer with Urban Meyer. That's just. I think he would cut your throat in a nanosecond. I really do. I mean, look at the shit he covered up in Florida. He knew he had guys on his team that were gang members. He knew it, and he didn't do anything about it.
That's a good fucking question. Like, I never thought about it that way. Like, would you rather have a beer? You can say with neither one of them. Would you rather have a beer with fucking Urban Meyer or Nick Saban? Not you, fuckstick. Not you. Would you rather have a beer with?
I'd rather have a beer with.
I think I'd rather have a beer with Nick Saban. Urban Meyer is just a fucking.
Well, see, I am not like most other LSU fans where I have some great disdain for Nick Saban. I don't. The guy, LSU is what LSU is because of Nick Saban. The only reason why he's the coach at Alabama is because he failed in the NFL. He didn't leave LSU for Alabama. He left LSU for the Dolphins. And then it didn't work out because all of the NFL players were like, go fuck yourself. That shit doesn't work here.
And two of them wanted to jump in the bathroom.
Alabama had the opening and the money.
I'd go with Nick Saban because he's short enough that I could sit my beer on his head.
Hey, how tall is he? You think I could do that too?
No.
He would set a beer on your head.
Let's not get crazy.
He's a great golfer, though. I'll give you something. I mean, he's an asshole, but he's a great golfer, though.
Who?
What the fuck did you do tonight?
Saban.
What did you drink?
Saban's a great golfer.
You dumb fuck. What did you drink?
No, they've got this celebrity, this SEC coaches. There's three: Lane Kiffin, Nick Saban, and
Fuckstick.
Brian Harsin. They're playing in this coaches tournament.
Fuckstick, you simpleton! What did you drink to make you this stupid tonight?
No, I'm just saying. No, it's not even that. I'm just saying these coaches are playing together this weekend at this tournament they have in Birmingham, Alabama.
God damn it. What did you drink?
A lot.
Whatever they gave me, Rob.
We would have ended the show if you would have said semen. I would have cut the show off. That's an old school sailor reference. Anytime like we would go out and get drunk on the boat, people would come back. What did you drink? Literally 5 or 6 of us. Semen. Fuck off. Fucking night watchman all pissed off. Fuck you. Andre says you were drinking White Claw. Is that true?
Not at all. Not at all.
Come on, man. You drink White Claw.
I had some
hey, Fuckstick. Stand by and tell him you rather Trulies. Tell him you rather Trulies than White Claw.
I have never had a White Claw in my life.
But you've had a Trulies. But you've had a Trulies.
Oh,
negative.
Sucking asshole. I'm drinking the White Claw.
All right, one last question for y'all, and I'm going to get rid of Fuckstick. Y'all get rid of Fuckstick. I just want all of y'all's opinion. Who is the 2021 season national champion? Who would y'all just
Jesus
pick? off
Christ,
the
can
top
we
of
be
your
any
head?
more vague
No
and fucking
idea.
vague? And what fucking sport are we talking about? Basketball?
The football national champion. Who would
No idea.
the top?
Whoever-
Give us the top
Whoever
four.
wins the game on January the 11th.
I have
Just
no
give a
idea.
pick. Give a pick. Give a pick off the top of your
I
head.
just told you, whoever wins the fucking game, the last game of the season in
Come on,
January.
Rob, give a pick. Give a pick right now. Give a pick.
Just said, whoever
All right.
wins that game will be the national
Look.
champion.
You know what, Buckstick? I'm not gonna be like them. I'm gonna give you an answer. I'm gonna give you a fucking answer. I am pulling for LSU.
I didn't hear you, J-Lo.
I am pulling for LSU.
Okay, you're pulling for LSU. All right, here's one.
What a fucking surprise.
All right, here's one that y'all will love. Okay, here's one. Who will end Saban's undefeated season last year? Undefeated. Saban's undefeated right now. Who ends it? Who would you say?
I am
I'm
pulling
gonna
for
go with a surprise
LSU.
pick. I'm gonna go with a surprise pick.
Mississippi State.
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin. That's fair.
That's yeah.
You know, Lane Kiffin may have. I don't think it's far fetched to think that Lane Kiffin's going to have either the All SEC first team or All SEC second team preseason quarterback. They give it to JT Daniels, but there's going to be a lot of people that are going to vote for Matt Corral, who is, I think, better than JT Daniels, in my opinion. Kid can sling the rock, but I don't know. I mean, he's going to have that, and, you know, they've shown the capability to do some stuff down there, but I don't know.
That's
doesn't
my
be
pick.
my
My
opinion.
surprise pick for ending Saban's current undefeated streak is Lane
Kiffin.
Kiffin.
Jonathan, what do you say?
He said LSU.
LSU. Rob, what do you say?
I said Mississippi State.
Mississippi State.
He did say Mississippi State.
You don't fucking listen to shit, dude.
When you ask questions, you really
That's
listen.
right.
Jesus
All
Christ.
right.
You got to stop drinking that semen before you come on the show, man. It messes you
Rob,
up.
Clemson and Georgia.
Oh, Jesus
Who's
Christ.
the winner? Who do you pick?
Clemson.
All right, right.
Is
Before
it a blowout?
wait.
Is it a close game?
before we get this answer, some people, shit, you might have been involved. In fact, you were probably involved with this conversation yesterday, talking about the loser of this game, Georgia Clemson, is fucked. Their season is over.
No, it's
Now,
not.
anybody that knows shit about the game of Hut knows that that's not true, because whoever loses that game, if they run the motherfucking table, first game of the season, they run the table, that means they win their fucking conference championship. They make the fucking CFP. So the loser of the Georgia Clemson game
still
controls their own fucking destiny.
Yes.
See,
Absolutely.
I've said that I think whoever drops that game is probably going to lose another game in the season. So Georgia, I think
Georgia loses that game. There's a high likelihood they lose another game that season.
Well, I know, but my logic behind that is that I don't trust Kirby Smart as a head coach, and I don't think that he have his kids with their heads screwed on right enough, to be correct and be ready for Florida and everything else. But
then on the other side, if Clemson loses to Georgia, then you don't trust Clemson.
They're Clemson's, and I think whoever loses is going to the fucking Peach Bowl. I mean that. They're not. I mean, they're going to a secondary bowl at best because Clemson won't get in with the schedule that they have because the perception that their schedule is shitty. And Georgia, I think, will lose another game. So
Georgia will lose to Florida.
So you think?
I don't think
Rob, you really think?
You know who might beat Georgia, and you guys are going to laugh at me. I think Mizzou might beat Georgia.
Wow.
Connor Bazelak and their coach Eli Drinkowitz trying to get and maneuver some shit up there. I like their defense. They've got a new defensive coordinator that is bringing an NFL type system to them. I'm not like, it wouldn't surprise me if they beat them. Really wouldn't. And
you
they
had to
don't
pick,
lose the game every year, they're not supposed to anyway.
if
So
you had to pick an ACC team to beat Clemson, who would it be?
Georgia Tech.
Boston College.
BC.
Yep. Clemson's got to go on the road to Boston College. Jeff Hafley and their quarterback, Jerkovic, whatever his name is, they came into Clemson last year and threw the ball all up and down the field. So
but
if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Boston College.
But circle back, Rob. You're telling me if Clemson loses to Georgia, and let's call it a 3.
They went out, they won't go to the playoffs.
Let's call it a 3. Let's call it a 3-point loss. They lose 3 points by 3 points to Georgia and win the fuck out.
Right.
The ACC is shut out. They're gonna shut the ACC out after Clemson's dominance over the last 6 to 8 years. They're gonna shut the ACC out. They don't even make the CFP. Period.
Well, I firmly believe in that because I think even if Georgia wins the game over Clemson, I still think Georgia loses another game this season. And I don't think that Georgia can beat Alabama. So Georgia won't be the SEC champion.
Nope.
And that the SEC will have
the schedule, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. But
Clemson playing Notre Dame and UNC this year?
Nope. That's the other thing. Clemson's schedule didn't completely time out right, which is why what I mean by that is that their non-conference schedule, I think they get God, let me look at it really quick here. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly who it is. They don't get Virginia Tech. They don't get damn it. Hold on. Let me give you the schedule here because I want to make sure I'm right. Yeah, they get their cross game is all the time Georgia Tech, and then they've got to play Pitt. So they don't get Virginia Tech, who might be pretty good. They're gonna, Clemson's schedule. I'm not gonna sit here and run my mouth about it. Like right now, it doesn't really look that impressive. But at the end of the season, you may have an NC State team that's going to be ranked. You may have a Boston College team that could be ranked. And I wouldn't go out and say that Wake Forest may not be ranked towards the end of the season.
But so if they run the table,
their schedule looks flat.
If they run the table and they get to the ACC championship game, they're going to have to play probably. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing.
Probably North Carolina.
Probably UNC.
Right.
UNC will probably have a solid season. You don't think that's enough?
That's your only quality win is over North Carolina at a neutral site.
That's what I was going. Is North Carolina a top 10 team? Do you think North Carolina is a top 10 team?
If you put North Carolina in the SEC East, North Carolina would finish second.
Good answer.
I think the only team that in the East is Georgia.
The SEC East is a shit show. Yes, I agree. The SEC
they don't beat Georgia and Florida.
No,
they don't beat Georgia.
Matt Brown is a great coach. I mean,
brother, have you watched
Matt Brown?
How many North Carolina games have you watched? So you're just sitting there with the SEC dick in your mouth. Watch some North Carolina games. Ask Texas A&M.
Carolina's good.
I agree.
2 years ago, North Carolina.
They almost beat Texas A&M.
North Carolina almost beat Clemson. I know. I watched the game. I just don't think North Carolina could stay like that.
Clemson beat North Carolina 2 seasons ago because North Carolina failed to convert.
Went for it on the goal line for 2-point conversion. Yeah, I know. I watched the fucking game. I get it.
Not you.
That's probably the last game you watched.
I don't see that.
Been solid
I don't see that.
Mac Jones got there.
Well, and by the way, if Mac Jones was coaching in the SEC East, he's the best coach in that division.
I believe that too.
Agreed. I agree.
I'm gonna take him over Kirby Smart, Dan Mullen, every motherfucking one of them. Take him over all of them. And to be honest with you, to be completely honest with you, the only coach in the SEC that I would take over him is Saban. What have the other ones done? Nothing. He went into North Carolina where they were a shithole and made them relevant in one season.
Well, Ogeron has the greatest college football team of all time. I mean, I'll give him that.
He's
Jesus God.
Shut up. Nobody asked you, fuck sick. That wasn't a question. That was a statement.
Talk about guys that could be coach of the year. That he I don't know how many more seasons he's going to coach, but I think that the writers, and by the way, I get to vote in that this year in the AP writings. I get to vote. Did I tell you guys that? I get to vote in the AP poll and the end of the season award.
For ACC Coach of the Year and awards?
The AP poll. I'm voting in the AP poll this year.
Oh, AP
All right,
poll.
here's one for y'all. I got one. How much longer does Saban go? In y'all's, just in your opinion, how much longer does Saban go?
5 years.
Before I answer that, let me say this: North Carolina would be stupid when Mac Brown does retire, because he doesn't have that many years left. North Carolina would be stupid to not go spend some money to keep this thing rolling. You know, why do this and then?
It's not just money, though. I mean, you got to get the right guy.
Right.
Well, okay, no, you're right. Yeah. Just don't go throw $4 million at fucking Fuckstick. Yes, I get it. I understand. Go get the right guy, and pay attention to your football program. To you, Fuckstick, I think Saban's got another 5 years. I think he's got another 5 years.
5 years.
You want a Mac Brown story? I'll give you a Mac Brown story. When I interviewed him at ACC kickoff his first season, I asked him, I said, hey, coach, what are some of the changes that you made coming directly into the program that you think is going to have an effect on the program this year? And he sit back for a second, and then he looked me in the eye and he said, Rob, when I got here, there were things like the players wanted breakfast on Sunday morning. And he goes, because we always had these meetings on Sunday morning after the game, and the players wanted breakfast on Sunday morning. So I set it up where we could have breakfast on Sunday morning. I made sure it was legit with compliance, and we had breakfast on Sunday morning, whether we won or we lost. He goes, that's the kind of things that they were asking for. They were asking for the stuff in the locker room. He goes, our locker rooms hadn't been renovated in like 25 years. So I went in and made sure that we had the stuff that we needed in our locker rooms. And I got with my senior leaders and figured out, okay, what else is it that you really need? And there were some equipment issues and stuff, he said. And he listed a couple little things here and there. And he goes, you know why I did that? I was like, why? He goes, because I wanted to make sure that I had their attention and they knew that I cared about them. And I wanted them to make sure that they knew I was listening to them. And I wanted to make sure that they had no excuses as far as to why they should follow me and we should have one vision together. I looked out for them in the preseason. It was a token. They understand that. And that's why I think, that was his words, I think we're going to have a better season this year just because the attitude of our team has changed. Now, I interviewed Larry Fedora the year before. Larry Fedora sounded like he was trying to sell me a fucking lemon. Mac Brown didn't. Mac Brown sounded like, if my son wanted to play there, yeah, he should go. He was a leader of men, and he still is. And, you know, the same kind of thing can be said for Nick Saban. We goof on him, but he's the same kind of way. It's just the way he talks to people. And it's a way that you can be engaged with him, and he doesn't feel like he's lying to you. So that's why I'll always have respect for Mac Brown as a coach, because the times that I have interviewed him, he's always been the same. It's consistent.
That's a good story, Rob. That's awesome. That's a good story.
You listen to Mac Jones give an interview, and he just seems like a genuine good guy.
Yeah. He really does.
Like you don't have a problem rooting for a guy like Mac Jones.
Mac Brown.
Mac Brown.
Yes, please.
I'm not rooting for that guy. Not happening.
Mac Pearson, Mac.
No, and I got to interview Roy Williams too, and he seemed like he was just a country boy, man. And I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but I have to whenever I do a remote show, it's all on my own. I got to carry all my own equipment, and everything else, and I've got like a system where I can tote all of it and all that. But we're waiting in the valet line in Charlotte at ACC tip-off, and I I put my stuff down, and Coach Williams walks up right behind me, and he goes, "How's it looking, young fella?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" So we started talking for a minute, and he said, "Man, I just hope I can make it home in time to eat dinner." And we had this whole conversation about 3 or 4 minutes about how he's looking forward to getting home and being with his grandbabies and his wife cooking food and everything else. We didn't talk a second about basketball.
That's great.
You know, I'm standing here talking with a Hall of Fame basketball coach. We didn't talk a second about basketball. We talked about our families.
Well, that's
we
pretty
talked
awesome.
about safe. We talked about all this other stuff. That's the kind of coaches that end up doing really well, the kind that are really personable and, you know, weren't.
But you,
fuck this, I got to get in my car and leave. No.
But I mean, to that point, Rob, you have to admit, like, Coach K is probably the best coach you've ever met.
Coach K did what he was supposed to do, but Coach K was arrogant.
True.
My opinion. So
I agree.
I have a hatred. So I have a hatred for North Carolina too, because they butt fuck Clemson every chance they get.
You know, I believe that though. I mean, Coach K. I don't know if it's the Army. When I say Army, I mean West Point. The Bobby Knight went to West Point too, correct? Bobby Knight was an arrogant fucking coach. Coach K is an arrogant fucking coach, and it could be that
you don't have to be to get the job done. I mean, you need to have a
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's the way they came up. Bobby Knight and then Coach K underneath them. You know.
Look, and I've been wrong on coaches before, man. I mean, there's coaches that I liked Larry Shyatt. Larry Shyatt, who coached at Clemson, came from Wyoming to coach at Clemson, replaced Rick Barnes. I like Larry Shyatt a lot, but he wasn't worth a fuck. He was nice and personable, but was a fucking dickhead on the court. Fucking team sucked horse ass out there. Fucking the team. He couldn't even get the team in shape. Now, just think about that for a second. We can talk about X's and O's and, okay, you didn't call timeouts when you needed to. No. He ran a bunch of fucking fat guys out there that look like me to fucking play at the ACC. Guys fucking falling all over the place, getting their dicks cut off by fucking, Eastern Illinois University Community College second team. That's how shitty we were under Larry Shyatt. Won like 6 games his first year. So, but
the inbound play.
Jesus Christ. Dude, all right, I'll give you. I'll tell you. My favorite Clemson's basketball story. The first year that Oliver Purnell was there, right? He had all of Larry Shyatt's players. He didn't sign any players because, he didn't have any room. Nobody left, and he had this kid named Marion Hobbs. All right, and Marion Hobbs has passed away, but Hobbs went out there. It was him and Akeem Akinbala, who was this big Nigerian center that was like 7 foot tall, but had absolutely no coordination and had no business being on the basketball court. So they're playing. They hadn't won an ACC game all season. And my wife got me and my friend Danny tickets to go watch them play Virginia. Okay. Now, Virginia was shitty then. They were like 2-12 in the conference. Clemson was at home. Las Vegas had Clemson as a 1-point favorite. So I'm thinking maybe this will be the game they'll win, So Clemson storms out, and it's like Clemson was up like 18 at the half, and I'm like, what the fuck? So we get down to the final 2 minutes. Clemson is up 14 with 1 minute and 38 seconds to go. Okay? Now, if you're at 14 with 1 minute and 38 seconds to go, you're thinking, this is great. The Clemson student section pulls out their car keys, and they're waving them at the Virginia bench, And I'm like, oh, fuck, don't do that. We're fucking too terrible. Don't do that. All right? Virginia goes on a 13-0 run, closes the game with a free throw at the with no time left, and they win in overtime by 14 points. So we went from 13 with 1:48 to go to losing by 14 in overtime. So, yeah, being a Clemson basketball fan is a shit show. It's fucking terrible. God, we're horrible at some stuff. But I was at that game and I'm like, how did this happen? How are you up by 13 and then lose by 14 in a span of God damn.
Fucking Jason Williams, Jay Williams, as we know him now, fucking brought Duke back from down by 8 points with less than a minute with 3 straight fucking 3-pointers against Maryland. It was fucking beautiful. But anyways, I only watched it on TV. I didn't get to be live like you got to see.
Yeah.
Virginia Smoky, y'all.
Oh shit. Look at the Dogecoin. It's now down to 66.
Oh shit.
66 cents earlier. Now it's down to 60 cents. Shit.
Oh, time to buy.
Time to buy, motherfuckers. Should have sold at 60. Should have sold at 66 cents. Fuck me.
All right, I got one more question for
I
y'all.
sold at 65 cents.
Did you?
Yes.
Better buy now before it jacks up again.
I am. Hey, CSF, it was great. Show's over. I'm going to buy Dogecoin.
Yeah, we're going to buy Dogecoin.
I'm kidding.
But I wonder, before we get out of here, if you guys could contribute to the StreamYard fund, I would appreciate it. And put my PayPal down here on the bottom.
Whoa. Time out. Before we do this, David, go buy your Dogecoin. Let us know how it's doing tomorrow, and then you contribute. You just pay for the whole month of StreamYard with all the money you're about to make.
Rob has done way better on his Dogecoin than I have. He doesn't need my Dogecoin to pay for StreamYard.
No, I'm trying.
to catch up to
Look,
Rob.
that was the agreement we started the show. As long as we had enough to pay for the StreamYard, we'll keep the show going.
And me and David are going to be professionals.
For my Dogecoin, pay for
Hey,
fucking.
Michi, how do we know that Coach O is a one-hit wonder? He's only coached 4 seasons, and he hasn't been fired yet.
Yet.
He's still there. There's still time for him to win another.
Still.
Fuckstick.
Oh,
you had one more question.
Damn gnome.
Oh, you have a question for the gnome?
The gnome
I really do have to go buy some
reached
Dogecoin.
top shelf that likes peanut butter and jelly in the hospital. What?
Buy it quick. It's already at 61 cents. It's jumping again.
I know. I'm going.
Look, if you don't have a fucking question, Chucky, I mean, we have no reason to keep you here.
You shut your short fucking ass up, goddamn.
Are you going to ask the question?
Awful loudly to be over there drinking goddamn women's drinks tonight and fucking running that dick sucker of yours. Shit.
I got a question. I am on this show to support this group. And I want to be the most hated motherfucker on the group. That's just it. But I have a serious question.
All right, what's your question?
I'm not being a fuckstick. I'm going.
What's your question? Spit it out.
All right.
That's a great fucking question. That is a great question, fuckstick.
Just hold on.
Great question, fuckstick. Great.
King Rob, can I ask my question?
Yes, go ahead, fuckstick. It's great.
Will Alabama make?
No.
Let's ask the audience, sir. What do you think, audience? Was that a great question? I think that was a great question. Was that worth the time?
Basketball? Will they make the Sweet 16?
I hold on, audience. We're gonna ask the audience that question. Audience, what do you think? That's a great question. I have to think about that one, fuckstick. It's a little tough, brother. That's why I was leaning towards you.
I can answer the question right now. I can answer the question for you right now. Alabama had a fucking senior, junior dominated team. And they're not going to fucking make the Sweet 16 next year. They're not even going to fucking – they're going to be lucky to make the fucking tournament next year.
How much did you buy, Dave?
I mean, I just keep rolling my profits, so I just bought $900 worth.
We won't talk about how much money I've made with Dogecoin because that's not.
Rob has made over 10 grand. I'm giving away his secrets, but I know how much Dogecoin he owns.
This is the best show ever.
Well, okay. So with the Dogecoin, you got to remember, I bought in at 4 cents.
Yes.
Oh, wow. What the fuck?
And now it's at 60 to 69 cents lately, the last couple days.
Yeah.
So Rob has done well. Rob has done very well.
I took all of 10,000 shares and I just banked them. So basically what I've done. And I've just been putting more and more in, and I haven't had any more money, but just rolling profits into the rest of it. Anyway,
Rob
I might
got in way before I even heard about it. I didn't really seriously start investing in Doge until the end of March. And in
if you remember, I don't know if I mentioned it on the show or not, but in January, if you bought it on January 5th, it was less than a penny.
Yes.
You could have gotten it for less than a penny.
And now the crypto to buy is something called SafeMoon. But you can't buy it if you're a Louisiana resident.
You can't buy what?
SafeMoon. SafeMoon right now is trading at like 2/100,000th of a cent.
I'm going to buy.
Can you buy?
I'm going to buy it too.
No, you can't. So what you have to do is you have to have a wallet where you can buy BNB, and then you buy say $50 worth of BNB, and then you go over to Coinbase, and then you transfer that on something called Pancake Swap, and you transfer your BNB into SafeMoon. $50 of BNB will convert to over 50 million shares of SafeMoon. If it hits 1 penny, that's $500,000, and you spent $50. $50.
Yeah.
But you can't buy BNB if you're a Louisiana resident. So
I might buy some BNB tomorrow. I wonder, can you buy B? You can't even buy BNB in my Robinhood app. I'd buy some right now.
I don't know if you can. So to buy BNB, you could use
is it just BNB?
BNB. It's called Binance Coin.
Yeah, that's not even in my things here.
So
I think I can do it.
If you go to Binance.com or you download the Binance app, you can buy BNB.
Well,
and then there's a YouTube video that shows you exactly how to take your BNB, convert it to SafeMoon through Pancake Swap, and you could.
We have a YouTube video right here that explains all this shit, and we're doing it live.
We are. So yes, if you buy BNB on Binance, you transfer it to your Coinbase wallet. Use Pancake Swap within the Coinbase app to transfer your BNB into SafeMoon, which $50 in BNB will be about 45 to 50 million shares of SafeMoon. And then if SafeMoon ever hits a buck, I mean not a buck, a penny, you've made $500,000.
Just a fucking penny.
A penny. If it hits a penny, you make $500,000. If it hits 5 pennies, that's $2 million. Damn.
And people laugh, but Dogecoin at 69 cents now was at less than a penny on January the 5th.
That's right.
And I almost bought some then, but I was like, eh. And luckily I got in it like 3.8 cents or something like that. It's like 3 cents basically.
So when I started buying Dogecoin, it was at 7 cents, and I was trying this, like buy it at 7 cents, sell it at like 7.9 cents, wait for it to drop back down to 7. Well, like 2 weeks after I started that, it jumped up to 35 fucking cents. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then it dropped back down to like 10 cents, 15 cents, something like that. And I was like, all right, I'll start buying again. Well, then it jumped up to like 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents. So I've had to adjust my I was originally intending to just buy like literally less than a cent, 9/10 of a cent. And now I'm trying to make like 5-cent swings. If I buy at 60, like I just bought at 61 cents, I'll sell it at 66 cents.
Well, I think it's going to spike this weekend, by the way, now that we're talking financial stuff here.
So on Saturday night,
I mean, look, this is an in-depth show. I mean, this is what we do here.
Did you buy Dogecoin? Did you buy Dogecoin there? No. Did you buy some?
That would be a negative.
Fucking idiot.
Most people don't know how. So there's that. But if you have a Robinhood account, you can buy Dogecoin. And people are expecting that because there are two billionaires who keep mentioning Dogecoin, Mark Cuban and Elon Musk.
Yes.
The reason why it's pumping right now is because Elon Musk is hosting Saturday Night Live this Saturday.
Oh, shit.
Like the Dogecoin king, Elon Musk, has been talking about Dogecoin in his tweets and stuff. So because of his popularity and the newfound popularity of the coin, people are thinking that Dogecoin could hit $1 by Saturday night, midnight.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if I get a wild hair up my ass tomorrow to buy Dogecoin, I will send you a message and you're going to teach me how to buy it.
Like right now, it's like, no, I mean, like right now, it's like it's kind of you're almost too late right now. Would you agree?
I mean, if I buy it at 69 cents and it hits $1, it's not too late.
Yeah, but
so it all depends on what your intention is. So Rob's intention right now, because he owns a bunch of shares, is to hold and see where the ceiling becomes. That's not my intention. So Rob has bought at low and just held. So in the investing community, they call that diamond handing, where you don't sell no matter what.
Handing by God, yeah.
But me, I'm not doing that. I'm trying to buy dips and sell at peaks, and I'm just trying.
Well,
and I just roll my profits back in.
Some perspective, though, I have 2,500 shares that I don't give a fuck if I lose them or not because I got them so cheap.
Right.
So I've been doing kind of what David's doing there, but I've got my 10,000 shares that are just sitting.
And I'm not a genius at this. So, I mean, you have to find what the volatility is and play that volatility. And sometimes I guess wrong. Yesterday, when I went to sleep, I had $1,000 in my brokerage. And then this morning I made a buy and fucking Doge tanked. And I was down to 820. And I was like, fuck, I just lost $180 in 10 fucking seconds.
Right. Well, and it does happen. It's funny because like Dave and I were once texting back and forth about it. And it was like, fuck this and fuck that. And God damn it. And it's going to go here and it's going to go there and it's fuck off.
Rob messaged me at 7:30 yesterday morning and said, I don't think it's going to get back over 50 cents. And it hit 69 cents at 2:00 this morning. But you just don't know what the fuck it's going to do. That's the problem. You're like, ooh, it's pumping. Let me buy. And then all of a sudden, it drops 10 cents.
My 401k is doing okay. So,
I mean, I have 401k and all that stuff. But if I can. So I sent Rob this spreadsheet. And it was if you could buy at a certain price and sell at a certain price and keep repeating that process over and over and over again.
Which is really fucking hard.
After about 100 trades, you have made a fuck. You don't need a 401k anymore. On a 5-cent swing.
I'm sorry, Rob. What were you saying? Which is fucking
hard. It's hard. It's really fucking hard.
You got to pay attention.
It's hard to make that 5-cent barrier thing every time. I mean, it really is.
It is.
Because
yesterday I made money. But I wasn't trading on 5-cent swings. I was trading on 2-cent swings.
I used to try to buy like those Powerball tickets and shit. And if you get all 6 numbers right, you can win like $800 million. But it's fucking hard.
Well, see, here's the thing about trading crypto. Crypto is not subject to capital gains tax. It's not designated as income, your gains. So, and you don't have to. So, to be a day trader on stocks, you have to have 25 grand in your account, and then you can buy and sell stocks as much as you want. Crypto, you can buy and sell with as little as $100 in your account as many times as you want, and you don't have to pay any fucking taxes. And the reason why I'm doing this with Dogecoin is because it's so volatile, you can make money. You just have to pay attention. Now, you can make the wrong guess. You buy at a pump, and then all of a sudden it dips. But I've made my money back.
Did you just fall asleep, you lazy fuck? Fuck off, fuck stick. Wake up.
I'm here. I'm listening to y'all. I'm just listening
This
to y'all.
motherfucker's over there sleeping. We're talking about money and shit. He's like, what the fuck?
Fuck this shit.
If it's making money, goddamn, send me the Dogecoin and all that shit. Send me how to fucking do it. I'm in.
I'm telling you how to do it.
Go down to your McDonald's and get on the Wi-Fi and Google it.
It takes discipline because so my problem is that I'm at times impulsive, but with trying to make money trading cryptocurrency and playing the volatility, you really have to stick to your guns. You really have to say, I'm going to buy at this price and I'm going to sell at this price. And you have to buy at that price and sell at that price and then just keep repeating that process. If you get like me, where you're watching a pump and you're like, ooh, cancel this buy. And then guess what? It dips before it gets to the point where you were going to sell. Now you're losing money.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
But there is so much volatility in Dogecoin that you can make at being super conservative, a trade a week. Now, I said 100 trades could get you into serious money. If it took you 100 weeks, that's 2 years to go from a $500 investment to $1 million. Is that worth it to you?
Absolutely. How much have you made money off of it, David?
I am up. I'm up about 50 I'm just over 50% right now.
Wow.
And I've been as high as 70%.
And you can cash in on it if you want to. I mean, I know you don't want to, but you can cash in on it.
Yes, you can. The thing about trading crypto is as soon as I sell it, the money is available for me to withdraw to my account because it does not work like stocks where you have to wait for your stocks to settle.
That's a good thing. I mean, it sounds interesting.
And as I said, no capital gains tax.
Wow.
So the profit you make is yours.
Damn. It sounds like it's a winner.
Take $100, open up a Robinhood account.
You can actually, with your Robinhood account, you can do it with $5. So go buy yourself $5 worth of Dogecoin. That way, if you don't have a lot of money, go buy 5 cents, $5 worth. And you can have, like right now, to get you about 10 shares, something like that?
No, $5 right now at 60 cents a share. That's
18.
Yeah.
How do you buy this? How do you get the Dogecoin?
No. We're not doing this.
Open up an account on Robinhood. Link your bank account and transfer it.
Robinhood. Okay.
You can't sleep through the fucking whole segment of our financial fucking report and then start asking questions. No, you can't. No.
David just answered the question.
Open up a brokerage account on Robinhood. Link your bank account and start with whatever amount you want to start with.
You should buy when you open up an account with Robinhood. You should buy stock in GameStop.
No, you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
Mishi making a comment. She's going to drop $20 on it. You'll appreciate it because if you haven't been somebody that invests, like I had an opportunity to get in on Bitcoin when it was like nothing. like literally fucking nothing. And if I would have saved my Bitcoin, Bitcoin's going for like $53,000 a coin right now. And I had the opportunity to get back in on that when it was like, I can't remember the exact numbers, but I think I could have gotten, I think it was 10 Bitcoins for like, I think it was $200, some ridiculous number like that. And I was like, yeah, wrap your head around that for a second. So, but
Rob doesn't like to talk about Bitcoin.
hurts my feelings.
But he does love to talk about his Dogecoin.
Well, that's because I'm not, I'm not going to lose money on my Dogecoin.
Nope.
That's with what I've got stocked away. I'm not losing money on the Dogecoin.
What I'm curious about with Dogecoin is what happens after Saturday Night Live. Like, there's this big pump because Elon Musk, who talks good about Dogecoin all the time, is hosting SNL this Saturday. What happens when it's over? Is it going to tank back down to 20 cents, 15 cents like it did 2 weeks ago?
If it tanks down,
it
as long as
it's 2 weeks ago, it was a week ago.
As long, I mean, I don't think it'll ever get back down to 5 cents.
No.
So we'll see.
No, because you have 3 major brokerages offering it now. So Webull now offers Doge, Robinhood's offering Doge, and then one of the major exchanges in overseas in Asia is offering it too. So there's platforms where millions and millions of users have access to it now. So,
by the way, there is a new coin coming out that's going to be the cryptocurrency for India. I've got it written down at work. Now, why is that important? Because it's the most populated country on the planet is India. And they're going to have their own cryptocurrency that you can buy. That's going to be the only one available in India. We'll be buying some of that when that comes out next month. Once I have the name on that, I'll make sure that I send that your way. And when we tell you buy $20 worth of that, maybe you should. Then you can tip the fucking show and we can pay for the StreamYard. That way I don't have to take out of my fucking Dogecoin to pay for the StreamYard. So
Rob,
if you could,
I'm going to send you some money for StreamYard. I'll send you some money.
I'm not begging for it. I'm just saying if you guys could tip the show.
I'll send you some money. I appreciate
that would be good.
What you do.
So
how much is StreamYard a month, Rob?
StreamYard is $29.95 a month.
No,
Rob, we appreciate what you do. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ben. But
David,
no,
you can't send any money.
No, look, we're trying
to.
What?
I mean,
yeah, you can't because if you send money, then how are you going to ever become a professional?
Well, that's the thing. We want to.
If I send Rob $35 right now, Rob's gonna pay me like $1.50.
And then
I'll be a professional.
Well, and what I'll do is like I haven't written a check in years, but I will write you a check and then you can frame it.
Wait. I asked you to do that last fucking week, and you told. Oh wait, no, you said I asked you to frame it for me, and you said you wouldn't do that. I got to frame it myself.
Yeah, thank you. I have in my office. I have my first broadcast check, and from my first professional broadcast check I have in my office framed up. It meant that much to me. They paid for me to talk on the radio. Fuck out of here. I can't believe that.
And just so I can address
the tweet on the radio.
Just so I can address the comment that Rob put up. Fuck it, just buy Powerball tickets. You have like a 1 in a billion chance to win the Powerball. But I'm making money on Dogecoin right now.
So Rob, you get paid to do this shit?
Yes.
Yes, he's
You're not like some what do they call you? A nanny panty? Some nanny panty sports broadcaster? Podcaster.
Hey, I found out the other day with my company right now, since they've let everyone go, we only have I work for the biggest radio company in the world with iHeartRadio. We only have 47 people that do voiceover work for iHeartRadio. I am one of those 47. So the head of production sent me a note that says, you are one of the 47 most talented voiceover people in the world. Think about that. I kept that email because it's like, all right, my country bumpkin ass up here voicing spots and shit for people. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because I never thought I would get to that point. So, and I'm grateful that I get to talk on the radio every day.
In a world where Rob Sanders, country bumpkin ass, does voiceover work for the largest media company in the world.
I did something the other day, and it was like,
it's just a podcast, dude. It's just a fucking podcast. It's not that fucking serious.
Shut up, no, damn.
It's hilarious though. I love people that call me out about that, like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Really? Okay, fucking
Rob,
idiot.
you're awesome, dude. You're awesome.
No, I'm just glad I get to do stuff like this. But I do want to work with professionals, damn it. So work together, scrape out your couches and send the money to my way.
Super chat.
I will split it between these two, and then we have professional broadcasters. I really would send you a check. That'd be funny. Or a money order. Send you a money order.
I've never got a money order in my life. That'd be fucking sweet.
That's because I don't know. I'm too tired to do it. Anyway, yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah, I fucking think so.
I think so. We've already talked about Dogecoin.
I need to go watch Robin Hood for the next 3 hours of my life.
By the way,
you talking about with Carrie?
Dave bought. I'm pretty sure Dave bought at 60 cents. Now it's up to 61.5 cents. So if Dave got in at 60 cents, he's already made 1.5 cents on every share that he bought, while he's been sitting here dicking the dog with us. Now, in reality, it could have went the other way, and it could have dropped to 56 cents, and then I'd be laughing at him. We're so mean to each other.
But I know that even if it dropped, which happened to me today, because I bought today at, I want to say
63 cents,
65 cents or 64 cents, and then it dropped to like 56 cents. And I fucking sold on its way down. I was like, oh, I need to hurry up and get the fuck out before I lose too much money. And then I bought back at 58 cents and sold it at 65. So I made my money back.
Anyway, if you're going to be a Dogecoin person, have at it. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Rob.
And I will see you guys later on, man.
Hey, wait. The white elephant in the room. Fucking Chucky Fuckstick was okay.
He was good.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. He was drunk and fell asleep.
That's the point.
Drunk and fell asleep. God damn it.
He fucking slept. It was great.
So we just make provisions in the future that the rules are that if Chucky Fuckstick wants to join the show, he has to be high and drunk.
Yeah,
and at least take a 20-minute nap while he's on.
Yeah. God damn! The next time Chucky Fuckstick's on the show, you know what we're gonna do? Yeah, Misha's right because he was drunk and high. I'm gonna isolate the video and we're gonna play some kind of fucking music behind it and we're gonna make like a gay stag film trailer or some shit. Just play some gay music behind him, and I'll do something like, "Attention, gentlemen from Alabama, check out this fine specimen as he is looking to get that ass."
Coming to you straight from Tuscaloosa.
Straight from Tuscaloosa, in the shadows of Bryant-Denny Stadium, far away from your typical man whores. This is super whore. And Chucky's just sitting there
my booty hole.
Do you want to stick your cock in the softest mouth in T-Town?
Jesus Christ, we got to go with that. I have people that ask me to read shit that's like vulgar or whatever. I've had people ask me to do that. like, hey, can you read this for me? I'm like, what are you talking about?
No,
And I'm like,
no,
oh
no,
God,
no.
I don't want to read
Sorry.
that. Romance novels and type shit. Hey, it's like and Darren slowly came into the room and politely removed her bra. What the fuck is that all about?
The question is, how much are you gonna pay me?
Yeah. I do voiceover work by contract on some stuff, and some of the stuff they send me to read, I'm like, really? I get a lot of stuff where it's like information on hold type stuff where it's like, thank you for calling, blah 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 blah, and then it's like, then some of it's like, some of it's just, please enjoy yourself in our lobby. Enjoy some free Coca-Cola. Compliments of our staff. I mean, it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Reading this shit.
Notice he didn't say Pepsi.
There's a website where you can
Voice Bunny.
What's that?
Voice Bunny.
That's not the website I'm thinking about.
Oh, is that the where you can like contract your voice out or whatever?
Correct.
Yeah, Voice Bunny's one of them. Yeah.
But it's a website similar to that. And I was like, I wonder if I could make money in my spare time just doing voiceover work. So I intended, and I never did. I wanted to do like the Star Trek thing, space, the final frontier. And I never recorded it.
So my program director at work, he got to do the voiceover for the new A-Team movie, the one with Rampage Jackson and all that. He got to do the VO for that. So imagine that. Remember the iconic, this is the A-Team. I was so mad. Fuck you, Gary. Because he literally got to do the VO for that, but they didn't use it in the United States. His VO he got it for England and Canada. The English-speaking promos in Canada. So, of course, I was like, yeah, you're not good enough for our country, fuck stick. How's that working out for you? Yeah, he was mad about that, but he got paid a shit ton for that. Like, they auditioned his voice, and then he had to go to Charlotte to record there in their studio, and they paid him a lot of money.
Oh, I don't doubt it. So
a lot of money.
There's a pretty decent film industry here in New Orleans, and for a while I was doing extra work, and I was on TV shows and doing spots in movies, and but I didn't have any speaking parts. As a matter of fact, just about any time that you would imagine that I was playing a part that you would hear dialogue, they would just dub over it and add audio to it. And I was like, I could have fucking said that. And it's like $500 a word if they actually pay you. To say something.
Because you don't sound stupid enough for the kind of crap they depict for people in New Orleans.
I was in an episode of NCIS New Orleans.
Exactly, that's exactly what I was thinking about.
Well, the extra part that I was playing in this particular episode was a military academy training instructor.
Oh, fluffer.
I can't
Only
see
if
you
you're
do
the star, Edwin.
I can't see you doing that, Dave. I just can't see you doing that.
God damn it, Edwin wins.
Only if Edwin's the star of the show. That's the only way I'd sign up for that one.
Oh my God, that is so vile.
So
oh, shit. Damn it.
The little scene that they have me, I have a squad of cadets and we're doing rifle movements. Well, none of these guys have ever been in the military. So I taught them how to do the rifle movements, how to present arms and order arms and shoulder arm, all that stuff. And while they're filming the scene, I'm giving them the commands. Well, instead of actually filming me telling them the commands, they were like, shh, just pantomime. And then in the actual episode, they dubbed it over. Shoulder, arms. And I was like, I was literally fucking saying it.
Mishi asked about my finding some of my VO work. I don't know if Mishi knows this or not, but this is me in the opener.
Welcome to CSF Late Night.
Clemson Nation.
Yep, that would be me in the opener. So there's that.
He's done an ED commercial.
Yeah, I've done so many fucking ED ads that it's goddamn insane. Can you imagine having to read ED ads? Like there was one that I read, and it was like,
we're talking about education.
No, we're talking about broke dick ads. There was like, hey fellas, as you get older, and time comes up, you just can't have enough punch in the bedroom. Well, with this new blah blah blah, you can feel like a man again. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I
$5,000? Sure.
But I've voiced stuff for like
I'd have to say that before I could get it down with a straight face.
It's hard, brother. But like the other thing too is like I'm like I can take and read pretty much any script like that and just zip it because that's what I do all the time. But it's like it's really hard when you're trying to read something and you're like,
it's really hard when you're on ED meds.
Yeah, it's really hard when you're on ED meds. You're just looking around like, what the fuck am I doing? It's like, oh my God. I hate that shit so much. But like I have to do stuff for where I make really good money is with if I do any ads for like candidates. Like, I did spots that ran in Florida for who was that Democrat? The Democrat from Hawaii that ran. I can't remember her name.
Oh, she was hot.
Help me out. Yeah, she was pretty hot. I can't remember her name, but I like doing ads for her, and that's like I did ads for Mitt Romney too when he was running for the Senate seat. I did ads for him too, which is kind of cool. But yeah,
Gabby.
Gabby Tulsi.
Yeah,
yeah. I did ads for her that ran all over Florida, and it's so funny because if I remember right, in the primary, she didn't get but like I think it was 3% of the vote. I was like, man, that's my fault. My fucking shitty ass worked out you 3%, bitch. You spent all this money and you got 3% of the vote.
That fucking check.
Fuck yeah, dude. I don't voice when it comes to candidates. Like I don't voice shit until you pay me first. You don't get like the CD and then okay here or an MP3 of it and then here. No, you pay and then I give it to you. Other than that, you ain't getting it. That ain't happening because like they had some sheriffs that ran or guys that ran for sheriff here in Columbia, like in the little like Eastover and towns that are around Columbia. And this one guy, it was two different guys that I voiced stuff for. One was for out in Eastover, and the other one was for out near, God, I can't remember, Swansea. And I was doing like voiceover ads for them, and both of them didn't pay me. I learned in one election cycle. Nope. Nope. You can pay me or I'm not doing shit. Exactly. I'm not giving you nothing. Absolutely nothing. So.
Sound like a hooker.
Thank you, Edwin. It's true though, man. They'll fuck you on that stuff. They don't give a fuck. They could care less. All right. Well, I think
everybody else got to go to bed.
Yes,
yeah,
me.
I'm going to bed. I'm going to look at my Dogecoin at the small fortune that I've made.
I got to go set my cell limit so I can go to sleep.
But you said